So I don't care what you say anyway. They'll have to dye that beard white for Christmas.
It looks so much more dignified.
Mine's sort of going white on its own. Does that not count?
Yeah, but
it's not long enough. But
yeah, I think he's got the longer one, so he could be Father Christmas.
It's not quite a Father Christmas one, but you know what? I live for the day my hair goes white because that'll be.
Yeah, mine's going white. Yeah. It's good.
Well, for next year, you have to grow the beard then.
Well, I tried growing a beard when I was in hospital. I didn't have a shave for a week, and she just moaned. So it was easier just to shave it off.
Ted's got Ted's got the Mrs. Ted situation.
Yes. Yeah. You're not having a beard. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday night. It's a special Monday night. It's the last Monday night of the year. Well, not actually. Yeah, it is. It's the last Monday night of the year because
there's two more Mondays, but we're not here.
Yeah, there's two more Mondays, but unfortunately we're not here. Because next Monday you'll be running around so manic and wrapping presents and tinsel and wrapping paper everywhere because it's Christmas Eve, and then the week after that it's New Year's Eve, and you'll be all drunk. Nobody will be in.
Ted will be in the gin factory.
Yeah. So that's it. It's a special Monday night. So
right, if you've got normal hat back on again now.
Yeah, if you've got any last minute this year questions, it's time to ask them tonight. So So welcome to eModels, the eModels live stream from me, Ted eModels, eModels.co.uk, and the other guys that are down here is Chris. Good evening, Chris.
Evening all. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, and Foxx as well. Good evening, Foxx.
Evening all. That was my attempt. I haven't got a Christmas hat, so I had to wear a red hat. But
I do have my Christmas hat on, but I'm going to have to take it off shortly because it's getting too damn hot in here because the coal fire's on and it's
much the same here. We could. People can guess in chat how many minutes we're going to last before we have to take the hats off.
So I've actually got a Christmas hat somewhere because I wore one in a stream once, but I don't know where it is. Long thrown away.
Yeah, there'll be somebody somewhere giving them away. I'm sure you can pick one up.
Yeah.
Apparently, I seem a bit low res now. Ted was a bit low res before we went live.
I'm sucking. I'm sucking all your broadband.
I knew it was going somewhere.
Yeah.
Ted uploading all those movies, those special movies.
Yeah, those movies that from the dark side.
Yes.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone, and welcome. Don't forget send your emails. Send your emails to Ted at eModels, eModels.co.uk, and it's your chat. It's up to you to sort of set the tone of what we're going to talk about. Any questions you've got, send them in, and we'll just go along and enjoy the evening. So,
don't forget, as always, if you're watching this anywhere other than the YouTubes, so if you're watching this on the eModels site, eModels.co.uk // whichever way, my screen's the wrong way around, /live, you might see the chat, and we want you to join in the chat because that's where you can ask all of the questions. So do click the little YouTube icon that's down here somewhere. It'll take you to transport you to the YouTube page where you can join in the live chat. We'll give stickers away later on, which I've forgotten to get out again. So do join in the live chat. If you want to ask us a question, you can do in the chat by just putting your question in big fat capital letters so we can have a chance of seeing it. If you want to, you can press the little dollar symbol. That's the super chat button that will put your question in a big coloured box and we can't possibly miss it. But if whatever you do, you can't get access to the chat, don't panic. You can send us any questions to ted@emodels.co.uk. We want your questions. We want your questions and answers for the giveaway. So if you want us to, when we're doing the sticker giveaway, send us a question and include the answer, Dave, and your name and address. So if we use your question answer, we'll send you a sticker. And last of all, if you've got any shout outs, any special events, people's birthdays, loved ones' birthdays, you're in trouble with the missus and you need to maybe say something on telly to get you out of the doghouse, we can't do that because we're not that good. But, you know, any other shout outs, ted@emodels.co.uk. I've gone back to sleep now. If you want me needing me, sir, I'll shut down for a while. Ted won't get that.
No, Ted won't understand it. No, the rest of us said everyone else in chat will get it.
Ted's wiggling rather violently in the corner there.
Is he?
He's jiggling his bits.
Has he turned his mic off again? We can't hear you, Ted.
That's it. Yeah, the mic went. Because this makes sense.
Oh, that's why he was wiggling.
Yeah. I forgot where we're up to.
Chris is going to go through and tell us who we've got in the chat, I think.
Am I? Okay.
Yes.
I'll do that then.
What you do is what you do so well.
It's what I do, and sometimes let me. Yeah.
I thought you were going to do a ventriloquism and do it while you were drinking water.
Yeah, no, I'm not that good.
Oh.
Right. First up on my chat, which might be different to everybody else's. First one in, I see Brian Windmill saying evening all. Then we've got someone else, but no, Sergeant Bones is in. Then one of our mods for tonight, Dad's in. Brian Windmill, Ickle Pete, model making guru. I don't know. I don't know. Dad, Ickle Pete, Sergeant Bones chatting amongst themselves. Phil Kett, another mod. Colin at Festa 67's workshop. Luke Loter, Sergeant Bones, Spruglo Addict, Sergeant Bones. Dad, eModels UK. That's Fox's alter ego tonight.
I'm in charge of the buttons. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Turn off my iPad because it's going to get annoying.
Dad Festa, Sergeant Bones, eModels, Spruglo Addict, Dad, eModels, Spruglo Addict. That must be when I came into chat because it's got that new welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines.
Yeah, I've got that as well. I've never seen that before.
No, it's a new thing they've started doing. So as soon as you go into chat, you get one of them pop up. So it tells you where you joined it. So we've got me in as gross models, Spruglo, Sergeant Bones, Spruglo. Everybody that's already here is chatting amongst themselves. Brian Windmill still. Vincent at Mr. Loth's model making was in there.
Yeah, he's a new mod
as normal, and then he became a mod live on air tonight. So
I see Ray Aquilini from Malta's in. Hey, Ray.
He's now a spanner. Yeah. Sergeant Bones, Sergeant Bones, Mark Scale models. Dave Cardboard's in. The other half of Windmill and Cardboard, as Fox is so keen on saying.
It's just a British 1970s crime fighting duo, basically.
Yeah, they could run around. They must run around in Cortinas and Jaguars.
Yeah, it's going to be
set across the bonnet, drive through cardboard boxes. Yeah. Michael Jackman, as you say, Ray from Malta's in. Meatballs and Bobbingtons. It's about time that one changed, actually, isn't it? It's been meatballs for a little while, so
yeah.
It should be mince pies this time of year.
Mince pies, yeah, mince pies and Bobbingtons.
Yeah, Jinx.
Digger Evans, David Moores, Michael Jackman, Phil East, Smooth's Workshop.
Hey.
Sorry. Tetron. I've not seen that one before. Tetron's in and says evening, Tetron.
Good evening, Tetron.
Welcome. Pull up a seat, get comfortable. Zadster is in. Anders, Lord Barkley III, and is there anybody else? Wayne Hayward, and everybody I've missed. Everybody who knows me
in the world.
Gaz Wilcox. There's another one, and Warner's in. Red Len. So they're all coming in now because different names appearing. I'm never going to get to the end. The show's just going to be me reading out names for the next hour and a half.
I think what's happening is they're going off, disappearing off the top, and then they're coming around and reappearing.
Might be it. Yeah.
New people are coming in as you're doing it. Matt Bradford's just turned up. Good evening.
So there you go.
Yes, let's just move on from that one, shall we?
If you want your name mentioned, make sure you get in early. That's the thing. Yeah.
We try not to miss everybody out, but we have a show to do. I have a quick question from Jamie Bone, which is aimed at me. He's asked if I got my package. I did, mate. Yes, video's up. Thank you very much. He sent me some treats.
Oh, Christmas treats.
Not any treats.
I keep going to the door and looking and seeing the postman walking off down the street.
Oh.
Zadster says I was a bit rude calling Vincent a spanner. It's not. He's got a little spanner next to his name. Look.
It's a spanner. Yeah.
It's official. It's not me. It's them.
It's an official. Yeah, he's an official spanner.
Yeah.
Kennethson. Hey, Kenneth.
Evening, Kenneth. Yeah, there we go.
Walk away from it, Chris. You'll be there all night.
I keep getting
keep going, Chris. We're short. We can't. We haven't got anything to talk about yet.
We've got nothing else to talk about. We've got stuff to talk about. We'll find things. Someone will mention sweets or 80s TV dramas, and we'll be away. It'll be fine.
Well, and the Christmas edition of What's on TV is out now, so we could talk about that and see what's on the forthcoming.
Oh, talking about what's on, I've done the What's in Store this week, so it's a tricky one. These I gave these two the links, and they don't know what it is.
No. So, can I just point out that Zadsa just said Spangles, and now I'm getting flashbacks to my childhood.
Oh yeah, were they the Poil sweets or the chewy ones?
What they were, but I remember they had the same font as the goodies.
Aren't they a type of shoe?
Nah, they were. That was Start Right made shoes.
Was it? Okay.
When I was a kid, Spangles. They were like they had the goodies font.
Oh, I remember Start Right shoes where they had a hidden compartment in their heel, and there was a compass inside it if you ever got lost.
Yeah, but then you'd be lost with only one shoe on.
Oh, they were like Clark's Explorers or something, weren't they?
Were they? Oh, it might have been. Yeah, it might have been.
Were they the ones that had animal tracks on the bottom as well, so you could make out that you were a fox or something? Not well, one of us is a fox.
But I think maybe you guys were a bit more posh than I was when I was a kid in the 70s.
Yeah. So if you ever got lost on the way to school, you just took your shoe off, just compass.
Yeah. Pete Rogers says they were the same shape as Tunes. First class ticket to Nottingham.
A Tune's still around. I've been only for ages.
Don't know.
Oh yeah. Remember tunes? They were supposed to make you
help you breathe more easily.
Yeah.
Spruglo Addict has now put a tune in my head. Thanks.
Jamie and the Magic Torch.
Yeah, and Anders Ericsson, because I have an encyclopedic knowledge of theme tunes. It's ridiculous. And Anders Ericsson says he's thinking hard for a Swedish question to read out for Ted. Swedish is a bit hard, even for Ted.
Yeah, my foreign pronunciation is nil. Yep. It seems already just at the word Spangles and a whole heap of comments coming about Spangles and other quality confectionery of the time. Midget James.
Yes.
Zadster says, I want one of them shoes that have the kids with the flashing lights, but I'm in my late 40s, so
yeah, but
dude, they're special. They're okay.
Can I just point out you're in your late 40s, but we make little plastic army men. I think you can get shoes with lights and things in them and get away with it.
Yeah.
You could probably mod your own shoes to do it.
Yeah, true. Get a bit of Arduino board going on.
Yeah, I guess, what are you doing? I'm just drilling my shoes out and put some lights in. You'll be...
to Spruglo, Jamie Bone says, I haven't got a magic torch. That's adorable.
Oh.
But it's in my head. Jamie, wow.
What was the name of the dog?
Magic torch. Here's a question. All right, first person to get this right will win a sticker. Let me get the stickers out.
Yeah, speaking of stickers, we're still low on stickers. So whether or not we get them sent out in time for Christmas, because I know that eModels are run off the feet at the moment. So maybe in the new year you can expect a brand new delivery of stickers.
Oh God, Lord Barclay III has just answered it correctly. I've not even asked the question yet. Fine, you get yourself a sticker. I was going to ask what was the dog called. Damn it.
What was
Lord Barclay III has just won himself a sticker before I've even asked the question.
I said what was the dog called?
Well, there you go.
That was when you were looking at stickers.
Well done, Lord Barclay III, answering the question I asked.
Yeah, that was it. I remember now.
Send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk with your name and address saying you won a little sticker. I don't know.
Kenneth's got a question. He says, why do tracked vehicles like tanks have so many wheels? I don't think that's particularly a dig at you putting wheels on a tank, but they've got little wheels that go on into the tracks, haven't they? So
yeah, they have all the road wheels. I think it's just that it's the same reason. It's the same reason that a sanding sponge is better than a sanding stick,
because it bends.
Because if you've got an object and you've got two wheels, it goes like that. If you've got lots of wheels, it can go like that over the surface, so it gives you more wiggliness.
Yeah, well,
it's all about wigglies.
The official line is if they didn't have wheels, the tracks would just go.
Yeah, it'd be like a film on your projector. We actually sit there and answer a question seriously that probably wasn't serious.
Yeah, probably.
That took some thinking about.
It did.
Yeah.
Reese is in. Welcome, dude. Somebody else came in as well that I'm
Rhodey's in as well. Rhodey's just popped in.
Lord Barclay wants to know if anybody wants to know the lottery numbers. Yes, please.
What, last week's?
Next week's will be good.
Ah, right.
Where are we at? Well, we did it with Spangles before. The next word for confectionery, or words would be confectionery, would be flying saucers.
Oh, yeah.
The fizzy ones.
Oh, yeah. Mm. But the thing is right. Not all 70 sweets were good. Because I to this day cannot stand Karamak or the mint fries thing. Remember, there was like shaped like a coffin lid. It was like a curve like that, like a
the mint or peppermint. They did a spearmint or a peppermint.
I don't know. It was just minging mint, whatever
What
it was.
colour was it? Blue or green?
I don't know. It's
Because
like
they're
40
different.
years ago.
They're still around. So's Karamak. I don't like Karamak.
Mint fries stuff. They were horrible. Karamak. I couldn't stand Karamak.
No, I don't like Karamak.
I can't have a Karamak.
No, I don't like Karamak.
I remember going back to flying saucers. I never knew whether you ate the outside or just tore it open and took the sherbet out from the middle.
Did you know the origin of those sweets?
What, UFOs?
Yeah, I know the origin of those.
Because of aliens.
Well, I wondered how they used to make them until I watched Victorian Pharmacy on BBC, where they recreated a Victorian pharmacy, and they showed how they used to make little things for putting powders and like you get your prescriptions in, and you'd either get pills or you get these little round things, and it was the same thing. You get rice paper and put the powder in the middle and squish it, and that's where they came from. They just swapped it out for sherbet.
Yeah.
You learn a little bit of history with me.
So do you eat the rice paper or do you just take the top off?
You eat it. It's meant to be eaten.
No.
It sort of dissolves in your mouth, doesn't it? So
yeah, I wasn't one of those people that would bite the edge off a Jaffa cake, because by the time you finish farting about your Jaffa cake, I've eaten the whole packet. So
yeah, or trying to nibble the chocolate off a Mars bar.
Yeah.
Mars bars are quite like to slice it into very thin slices and just eat them like that.
Not when they're squidgy.
That's pork.
No, when to put them in the fridge first, obviously.
That must be a sudden thing.
Vincent says he comes in. Vincent, our resident fact information box person thing.
Box person.
The more wheels, he's like a fan of all knowledge. The more wheels you have, the more track is supported, and that means a more even spread of the load. To Kenneth. There you go.
Oh, right, that killed it.
Yeah, pretty much. Lorna says, anyone remember Texan bars?
Oh yeah,
I remember them, but I don't remember them. If you know what I mean.
I don't know if I remember them or not. It sounds familiar, but not.
Yeah, I remember Texan. Wasn't it a really chewy chocolate-covered caramel?
Yeah, I don't remember. Ray saying hi to me. Hi, Ray.
Who else?
Yeah.
So Simon remembers Texan bars. Yeah, I'm sure it was a hard chocolate, hard caramel in like a Mars bar, but solid in the middle. Used to take your fillings out.
Yeah, Smooth says, what can you buy for 5 pence? You can buy a Karamak bar. He loves them. I don't know. I just never got into Karamaks.
I don't like chewy sweets.
I was never a big fan of chewy sweets.
Anything too chewy, it's just the effort. I don't want to do that. Yeah.
That was the days when you could chew chewy sweets and they didn't have any fillings to pull out.
Yeah, Christopher Taylor says Texan was really hard toffee, and David Moore says a man's got to chew what a man's got to chew.
I remember that bit now, yeah.
Spriggloo Addict has just said Pigeon Street. Well, the pigeons that they just basically got a 1980s Simmons electronic drum set and went boom, and that was the sound of a pigeon. I would know it's a Simmons drum synthesizer, but there you go.
It might have been a pigeon. They might just hit the pigeon and it goes, ooh.
Cruelty to pigeons will not be endorsed on this site. Other feathered friends are available.
Yeah, unless they're wood pigeons, in which case they're so dumb, just sit and watch them and they'll be cruel to themselves.
Pigeons always not confuse me, but pigeons are basically just rats with wings, aren't they? They're pretty much vermin. They just eat scrap leftovers, but they've got such a good PR department that everyone loves them.
The funny thing is, right, you think of pigeons as dumb, but, in our garden we get wood pigeons and normal feral pigeons, and I've always thought of pigeons as dumb until we got the wood pigeons, and when you get both of them together in the same garden, you realise just how stupidly dumb the wood pigeons are and how
they get picked on.
The pigeons are. It's incredible. Wood pigeons are so stupid.
Yeah, but you walk down a high street and there's lots of pigeons eating, people throwing bread out for the pigeons and they come down and eat it. If they were rats, the people wouldn't be walking down that high street anymore, would they?
Yeah, true. But they can fly off. Never Model Making is in. Andy's in. Welcome, Andy.
Hello.
Evening, dude.
Excuse me.
Steady now. Steady now, Harris.
Bad cough. Yeah, it's that time of year. Right, as people are coming in, it's time, I suppose, to say, what have you been doing this week? So we'll start with Chris. Chris, have you been doing anything this week?
What have I been doing this week? I've been continuing with my eModels build, in fact. The tiny MIG, which I haven't glued together yet, so I'm being very, very careful with it. It's tiny, and I've just done it in black, and I've done another one exactly the same because it's a 2-pack, so I'm building 2. They're ready now. I've painted also, as well as that, another thing that you can't see because it's teeny tiny again. This is the seat and cockpit. The seat's not there yet, but the instrument panel and where the seat goes, which have been hand painted. The black was obviously airbrushed. And ready for one of them to be done in C1 shiny metal and the other one to be done in traditional green-brown camo.
Have you tried the C1 metalizer before? Is it your first time?
I tried it on some spoons.
Yeah, it's good fun, isn't it?
But that's it. I did have them there, but I don't know where I put them now.
You've not used them in anger yet?
I've not used it on a proper kit yet. So what I'm actually going to be doing is picking out a few panels and painting them in silver or chrome, just to give a little bit of tonal variance once I put the C1 over the top of it.
It does actually work if you've got some over gloss black and some over a metal colour. You actually see a very subtle difference, isn't it? Yeah,
well, I did several spoons testing, and I did different primers, different gloss and not gloss and everything else. Gloss black is obviously the best, the shiniest, the most nice looking. But aluminium was not far below that, so I don't know if it will really be noticeable once the C1's on top. Only little panels and things, but it's something to try, isn't it?
You'll know it's there.
I know it's there indeed. So yeah, a little bit of work to do on those, but other than that, my R2D2 part work, I've got issue 100 was delivered this morning, the final bit. So I've been putting, I think I've got half an R2 head on the shelf behind me here. I've been building that just before we went live, and I'm itching to get back to it. So if at some point you cut to me and I'm turned around doing other things,
not responding.
No, I probably won't finish that after we finish. So tomorrow night I'll be finishing that off, and hopefully it will work. But we'll find out. And yeah. Other than that, that's what I've been doing.
What have you been doing this week?
Me, I have been doing lots of things, but nothing I can show you because it's all kind of in stages of in boxes and stuff. I've been working on.
I've had to take my hat off. So whoever said 22 minutes, you might have won.
I'm working on my Warhammer Conquest thing, but they're all in there, so I can't get them out to show you. So sorry. I finished my Taurox. I can show you that. I forgot to get it out there, didn't I? Yeah, I can't get to it, but it's in there somewhere. I finished the Taurox, got that all weathered up. And I've been working on my Strike Rouge Gundam, which I can't show you because it's in bits in the sorting tray. And I built a tank and a walker from the Warhammers, but again, they're in various storage areas, so I can't get to them. Didn't plan it very well. But I've been working away.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, I get it. Everything's over. Yeah, I've done this, but you can't see it. I've done that, but you can't see it. So you've done nothing.
I have done lots of things. They're just all like I say, half the stuff's in like transport boxes and things. I can't get them out. So lots of graft, but no, nothing to show.
The mods in chat seem to be introducing themselves to each other because obviously they've got real names and channel names and everything's getting confusing. And it seems that Colin's spilt a bottle of Pledge 2 times more shine on his keyboard. So he's finding typing somewhat difficult. Yeah, but very shiny.
We kind of guessed something was wrong because he spelt his own name wrong. So
maybe it's too shiny and he's wiped all the letters off. That make it tricky, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Ted. What have you been doing this week?
What have I been doing? Well, as you all know, I finished part 9. I can't even get the fingers right now. I finished part 9 of the U-boat build. Posted that up, so that's gone up. I've been sort of between shoots. I've been doing 1 or 2 little figures for my truck diorama. And I've also done a bit of Warhammer type stuff as well. Yeah,
Warhammers, you say?
Warhammer type stuff. So I've made this. I'll put these boxes away so I can't tell you. It's a Hydra. Yeah, it's a
Astra Militarum Hydra.
What he said.
Yeah,
shouldn't it have lots of heads?
Yeah. So I've been getting on with that. So I've been sort of busy, keeping going at the bench, and loved it. Getting back into the swing of it now, just in time for Christmas when I've got to put everything away and eat lots of things and get drunk.
Apparently, I've been out of focus for a long time. I've just had to play with the settings, and apparently it's better now. So, yay! I'm sorry that I'm now in focus. If you want to tell me. I'll put.
Well, you see, that's why I'm out of focus, because it's my eyes. I can't tell whether I'm in focus or not.
Anders Ericsson tells us what he's been up to. He says he uses airbrush to paint a star-shaped light strand in gold colour, which resulted in his whole workbench now being covered in fine goldish dust. And Colin at Festa67 is telling us that's why his keyboard's now sticky.
Yeah, because he said before he'd spilt pledge all over it.
Yes.
Be a nice shiny keyboard though.
Yes, I've had a couple of people asking me about the Falcon. So yes, I haven't touched it yet. It's not even opened. It's going to be a while before I get to this. So yes, it hasn't been opened yet. It's still there. I thought I'd bring it up just in case you wanted to see it. It's been opened yet.
Yeah, we're glad somebody mentioned it, because he went downstairs especially.
Yeah, I better bring it up.
Phil Lewis is asking Ted where the hamster goes.
Hamster.
Space.
In your war hamster.
Oh, in the war hamster. Yeah.
He's wondering where the hamster goes in.
Yeah. There is a special spot that you build especially for the hamsters.
Is that a special box, Ted?
A special spot.
Digger Evans says, "Cool Fox, open the box." I will be doing an unboxing. It's going to be a long time before I get to it, because I've got other stuff to do before I get to that. It's going to be well in the new year, but I will be doing like an unboxing and what's in the box kind of video for eModels in the next week or two. So stay tuned. It'll be a while before I get to it. I've got like a master grade Cesabi to do and stuff yet. So yes.
So yeah, there's lots of things coming on the bench, and no doubt next week when it's Christmas, might be other things to turn up to be on the bench as well. Anders Ericsson says, "I've won the Santa hat competition. Chris has taken his hat off."
Yes, I haven't got one.
I didn't know it was a competition.
Michael Jackerman says that I still haven't sent him that Panther. Well, what you need to do is you need to wait till I've driven to eModels and taken it back, and then if you get in touch with them, they're happy to exchange goods in exchange for money. So if you give them a relevant amount of money, they'll give you that. Yeah,
I'd try it on. Yeah, it's used. You know, it's been on the shelf gathering dust. It's used.
It's got my fingerprints on. It's worth a fortune.
So I want some knocked off, because I know that Foxx has handled this. So.
Jamie wants to know where the red paint is, Ted.
The red paint.
It's pretty upper shelf too high again.
I don't know where it is actually.
It might be under the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
under the snowman.
Maybe it could be on top of the Christmas tree. It could be the thing on the very top.
I could keep changing the lid for a different colour, and have you guess what colour it is this week?
Anders says you should win a big sticker, Ted, for winning the Santa hat competition.
Santa hat, yeah, Santa hat. It might have to come off because it is getting a bit hot under here.
Yeah. Well, you've won now, so you can take it off. It's fine.
Yeah, you can take it off if you need to, Ted. We don't want you getting hot and bothered.
yeah. Then the shirt will come off. And,
no, maybe not any more than that. Then no.
Yeah, I've already got the shirt on. Yeah.
Nicholas G says he'll give me a $5 for it. Well, I mean, whatever I sell it for, it'll be profit for me 100% because I didn't pay for it. So that's why it's going back to eModels. That was what I was going to do an eModels build of before I got the big Falcon. As soon as they said we're going to get the big Falcon, I'm like, okay, you're getting this tank back.
I don't want the tank back. I want you to build it, Foxx.
Yeah, build the tank. Build the tank.
No.
You've only got to get another kit after the Falcon, so you might as well keep the tank and do that then.
Would it not have even sort of tempted you if you were to build it in a Warhammer style?
I've done that already. I've Warhammered up that AML90 rim. I can't do another Warhammer up build for eModels. I got away with it once. Lord Barkley says, Foxx, any idea how long the Falcon will take to make, not including the other one? Is it going to be a long job as the detail involved? The fine molds Falcon was about 100 hours. And maybe 80 or 90 hours the second time around. That one, probably less because it's push fit.
So it's only like 4 days then?
Yeah, but I don't know. Because
you might not even get to 6 episodes. You might have finished it before.
But the difference is, of course, some of the techniques I used on the fire molds Falcon, I can't even think about using on that. Like on the fire molds Falcon, I did a wash of thin Tamiya smoke. I can't do that on that. It would just fall apart. So I've got to plan the weathering for that one. So I don't know yet. I've got to really think carefully about my weathering options.
Apparently I'm out of focus again, but I'm not really out of focus. It must be the bandwidth issues. So I apologize, but I can't do anything about it. I can play with the settings again, but it'll probably work briefly.
It's probably
get back off again, and Yeah.
It's probably the Hangouts. The thing about Google Hangouts is they don't support them ever, so it's a miracle it ever works.
See, Foxx is hosting it, so he's way up north, and Ted's next to him up north. And my signal's got to come from all the way down in civilization, so it's probably just, get lost along the way.
Smew asks, does anyone else log the number of hours spent on a kit? After I said about 100 hours. He does mine on his... Wow, hello, words. He does his on a calendar as it takes so long. Does anyone else do that? Catalogue that I used to do commissions, so I had to figure out how many hours things would take to charge people. But I just kind of out of interest because I like to know how long things take. Do you guys?
No, not really. The amount of video I put into it is an indication. Obviously, we don't video every minute that we're doing things on the kit. But if it's a 1 hour long video, then it's probably not a very big kit. If it's a 9 episode video, then it's probably quite a long time.
It's actually scary because, like I say, I used to do it because I used to know how much. When I first started out and I was doing commission work, I used to time my builds so I could say, somebody said, "Can you build me this?" And I say, "Yes, that'll be about so many hours." So I used to time all my builds to know how long things took. And it's scary how you think some things you think I'll build that. That'll be a weekend's work, and it's like 6 weeks later. And you're like, "Oh."
Yeah. Phil Lewis says that my internet's not good because I'm near too many other people using the internet near me. And Digger Evans says never calculate the hours.
Yeah. Simon D says his wife logs his hours on kits. Funnily enough.
Yeah, when people say, "Oh, how long did it take you to build that?" and you say, "Well, it took me about 3 months," but it didn't actually take 3 months. It took maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm rubbish. I can have a build that would take 12 hours and I can make it last 6 months. I need to stop doing that.
Yeah, I mean, do you count paint drying time or just time you're actually working on it? Or it's almost pointless worrying about how long a thing's going to take. Is it? We've not got a deadline to you must have this done by this particular time. Just do it, and if you're enjoying it, get on with it.
I mean, it's important if you're doing commission work because then you need to be able to tell people how long it's going to take or give a rough idea. But it's a fun thing to know. It sometimes surprises me. I still track it sometimes.
Yeah, but sometimes there's obviously there's times when you just do a little bit and you maybe haven't completed an hour. Do you count them 10 minutes to
all minutes? Every minute you sat at the bench.
It's a hat coming off time.
Yay, there's hair. Oh, more the hair. Vincent, Mr. Lowe says, yes, his missus counts the hours building and keeps the accounts as well. Double trouble.
Yeah.
Kenneth says he logs the length of a build by the time it takes for the injuries to heal. Look, injury.
Oh dear.
Stabby on the side, and it's really every time I touch it.
Did the ambulance come?
No, it wasn't quite that much stabby.
Was it on camera?
No, it wasn't on camera.
Oh damn!
Nobody gets a bet, a win.
That's another thing. Not so much the how many hours did you spend building a kit, but as Phil Lou says, she knows how much you spent. Yeah, do you tell them that? Do you tell them that?
Yeah, no, I never tell them that.
Yeah.
Anders Erickson says, for who do you do a commission work? I don't do commissions anymore because that's far too stressful.
Yeah.
I used to do it, but it was so stressful I stopped. The money was nice, but the stress was too much.
Yeah. It's nice doing commissions, but it's just as stressful doing builds for eModels. So never mind the times for doing commissions and things like that, and having to be perfect and things.
Yeah, I mean, because I've often people have asked me advice on it, and I've said to people, they said I want to start doing commissions, and I always tell them the same thing. It's like, yes, it's nice earning money doing something you love. However, keep in mind you're probably going to build something you don't want to build, or you'll have built it 16 times already. You have to get it right. You can't afford to fudge it. If something goes wrong, you're going to have to buy the model again out your own pocket and rebuild it from scratch. You may have to paint it or weather it in a way that you don't want to do. You're going to have a deadline. You've got to you can't just put it away for 6 weeks because you want to do something. It's a lot of hard work, and it can be rewarding money-wise, but it was too stressful. I just gave it up. It was like, I don't need the stress. I'd rather just build something I can know I'm going to enjoy building. Plus, for me, with my own channel, I couldn't film the build because I'd be too busy trying to do it. So it'd be weeks and weeks that I wasn't putting video content up because I was too busy doing commissions. So it's very stressful.
And then it's that thing between, do you film a model as you're building a commission and then post that build video, even though it's a paid commission for somebody else, you're allowed to do that. Because I've done one before, and you need to ask the person's permission. Do you mind if I publicise the build? You know, it's their build, it's their money. It's just.
I didn't film the commission builds just purely because I didn't need the distraction. I needed to just do it, and it was when you're doing a commission, it needs to be the best possible work you can do. And as an example, one of the downsides, like I said, if something goes wrong, it can cost you a fortune. My first Gumpler commission was a heavy arms, master grade heavy arms, and I painted all the bits and bobs. Everything was fine. The guy sent me the kit. Everything was brilliant. I had all the decals. I cracked on with it, and towards the very end of the build, I dropped the little pilot figure who was like that big, the size of a grain of rice, and I rolled my office chair over him on the floor, and he smashed into a trillion pieces. So I had to buy the whole kit. It was 50 quid. I had to spend 50 quid on a whole new kit just for that one tiny little pilot figure. So when I finished the commission, the guy really liked it, but I had a whole heavy arms kit that I didn't want because I already built one. So
Spruglu's going to go. He's going to go and play Red Dead Redemption 2. He says, "Peace and love, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year." So same to you, Sprug.
I thought that said R2D2.
Yeah,
I thought you were going. I thought you paused. Oh well, shows how much I know.
Actually, I just read it now and misread it as R2D2.
Yeah, it's very dangerous because I'm in a few Facebook groups for both Red Dead Redemption and R2D2 being the build, and it's tricky to understand which one you're reading about because they do look very similar.
I need to go now and play some Elite Dangerous because they got an update. So I'll see you later. Bye.
Yeah, apparently that's not a good thing though. Don't go into things if you're on the 1X. It can crash.
On the what? No, I was playing it the other day. It's fine.
Some anomaly things that if you go into it can cause problems unless they patched it again since.
Oh, I figured out the new scanning system.
Yeah, I tried it and
you get the hang of it, but it means that like before, I'd go into a system, I'd whiz around, scan all the planets and fly off. Now it takes you a lot. It's supposed to streamline this process, but it takes a lot longer to scan planets because you
actually got to fly around the things.
Well, you can instead of just going into a system and just having to go to all the planets, you can go in and look at the ones you want to scan and ignore the ones that aren't worth it. But then you have to go to the ones you want to scan and do the probe thing on each of them. And it's like, okay, that takes longer. It's fun, but it takes longer. And it's...
I see Ahmed Brit is listening to us while he's playing World of Tanks.
Did you just get WAT and get it right as World of Tanks?
Is that what it is or what?
I'm impressed. What? If it is World of Tanks, I'm impressed.
Listen to you chaps like play along what?
Playing what?
I hope it is World of Tanks because I'd be impressed if Ted got a gaming reference.
Yeah, but it's also a tank reference, so he's sort of allowed to.
Yeah,
it's World of Tanks. Well done, Ted.
Yeah, Ted says Ted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been picking all the sorts of things up this week, like bolters and
bolters.
Bolter.
Why me?
And everything.
Practicing.
Says about commissions. He says, I agree with Foxx. It interferes with everything. The F-35 for the Norfolk Aviation Museum was his last commission and final one.
Yeah.
A lot of people think I can make a model, I can charge for it, it'd be great fun. A lot of time it's not. Like I said, you're making something you don't want to make necessarily in a way that you maybe don't want to make it, and you have to get it right. And if you don't get it right, you have to then pay for the new replacement parts or the new kit. So
yeah, I suppose you can pick and choose what you want to build. If somebody came to me and said, can I build a Star Trek model or can I build a tank? I'd choose the tank, obviously. You can build, but the enjoyment goes out of it because you know that you've got a time limit or even if there's no time limit, the guy says, just do it whenever you want. You still feel obliged to get it done in a reasonable time because I'm sure that if you'd spent 2 years on a model.
No, nobody had one model over two. No, that would never happen.
And the other thing to realise as well is that a lot of times, depending on what kind of models you may make the same model over and over again. I mean, I've done 3 Revell 172nd U-boats. I've done 2 5 miles Millennium Falcons. And once you've done one, you really don't want to make another one, so it's like,
Yeah.
If you like World War II modeler, then you probably get asked a lot of different things. But if you like a sci-fi modeler, you're going to get asked to do the same things over and over again.
I've never done a commission. I don't really want to do a commission. Even the eModels builds are more stressful than doing my personal builds. So I don't think I'd enjoy it.
The thing is, on a personal build, if you're doing a bit, let's say I'm making a model and a bit snaps off, and I'm like, oh fudge, my bit snapped off. I know I can just go in with a bit of extra thin and glue it back in. If the paint job's a bit squidgy around the bit, I can just touch it in and put a bit of weather. It's fine. It's not. I'll just cover it up with some weathering or whatever, and I'll just kind of. It's my own build. If I'm doing it for a commission, if I snap a bit off, I have to buy the kit and start again.
Most commissions as well often come from friends or friends of friends. So you start and charge mates rates, and then the time that you spent on it doesn't equate to the amount of money that you get back for it. So you're building at a loss. You're really doing no more than covering the cost of your paint.
And the other thing to keep in mind as well that is if you put out there that you're happy to do commissions, you will get, let's say you get out of every 10 emails, one of them will actually be someone sensible. Because the one thing that most people don't understand is the kind of prices that you're charging. So somebody may, like, for example, somebody came to me once and said, my calendar's telling me something. Don't know what that is. Somebody came to me once and said how much, they saw that I'd done a Millennium Falcon, 5 models of Millennium Falcon. My calendar keeps reminding me things, just go away. And they said, I've seen you do the 5 models of Millennium Falcon. I want you to do one for me. How much would it be? And I said, that'll be 800 quid. And they went, I thought it'd be like 200 quid. I'm like, no, the kit's 300 quid. Then there's like 100 hours of work. That'll be 850 quid or more, depending on what you want. And they were like, well, and I said, a lot of times people don't understand the costing. So they'll come to you thinking you can build a museum quality model for like 100 quid. And it's like, no. Because you say to them, it's 100 hours of work. If you pay me 300 quid, that's less than somebody makes at McDonald's. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, so, but everyone thinks it's not real work, though, is it?
Yeah, and yes, it is. Right. Yeah. So 9 times out of 10, the responses are just you don't get the bite.
Yeah. So commission work. Do it, and if you enjoy it, do another one. But if you try it once. Always try everything once.
Yeah. Vincent says he build anything, which is why he considered doing a commission. Do something he wouldn't normally get for his collection, basically. If you're lucky, you put yourself in the position of saying, I take commissions on, but I pick and choose what I want, and therefore you can cherry pick the ones you want to build.
Yeah, another way of doing it is to, if you want to make money from your models, is to build a model and then put it on eBay. And then sell the completed model at the end of the time that you finish building it. Once you've had enough of it.
Well, that's what I do now instead of commissions. I just do builds and sell them. So, Smoo says building a bike for his mate, but no money changing hands, so not really a commission. That's a good way to start. If you don't know if you want to do commissions or not, do some builds for your friends.
Yeah, and if you want to put yourself out there, build a portfolio.
But it's do some builds for your friends, but force yourself to treat it like a proper commission. So say I've got a deadline, I can't afford to fudge stuff if it goes wrong. Just put yourself in that mind frame and then see if you enjoy it. And if you do, maybe look at me. But if you don't, then don't think about commissions. I don't know how we got into commissions, but yes, there you go. So a lot of people think they can do it, but it's not that easy. I'd say build stuff and sell it rather than do commissions.
Yeah, that's it. That's a better way.
Yeah.
But then you can work out the price of your paint, the price you'll know how long it's took you to build it, so you can work out a sort of reasonable sort of.
The trouble is, you'll end up building something and liking it, and I don't want to sell this one. I don't want to sell. No.
You have to take on a kind of mercenary. I don't care, because once it goes on the shelf for me, it's forgotten, so I'll just sell it.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I used to do that with my model boats, as I've said before. I used to build them, spend months building a model boat, take it to Partlake, sail it in a circle. That'll be it. Go back in a box and live in a box.
Yeah. Pete Rogers said, you can also build a kit and see if you can sell it for... Oh, you just said that. Yeah, I mean, I would say build things and sell them. If because there are people that want to make some income off the hobby. If build some things and sell them, it's good practice for you. Then you've got a portfolio of stuff that you've sold, kits that I have sold, so people can see. And then it means that you can, if somebody approaches and say, "Can you do a commission?" You can afford to go, "No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to build that." But you might say, "Oh, I fancy building that." So yeah, go on, I'll do that for you. Colin at Festus is 67 says his last commission was a military one where a friend was killed, so he recreated a photo for a diorama build.
That's a good idea. Yeah, a nice idea.
Digger Evans says it turns a fun hobby into a pain in the neck. It does.
It does. So when your hobby, people leave work, whatever, retire, and they think, "Yeah, right, I'll make my hobby into a job." Once it becomes a job, it doesn't become enjoyable anymore. You want to get up in the morning and decide, should I sit at the bench today or should I go have a drive? That's how you need to look at it. But if you're lying in bed and thinking, "Oh, I've got to get up and varnish that model this morning and put some decals on it," I can't be bothered. No, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah. Donald McKenzie says he made a Bandai R2D2 for one of the girls in the admin office. He got a box of Fox's biscuits and a jar of coffee. Is that a commission?
That works for me. That's a commission.
Yeah, that's
a barter commission system, isn't it? Yeah.
I'd much rather build something like that for something that somebody will enjoy. I'd rather build it for nothing, for them to enjoy it, rather than take hundreds of pounds for it. I can build it at my own time. They'll enjoy it. I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Anyway.
How we got
where were we? Let's back to Spangles.
Yeah, back to Spangles and 70 Sweet. Can a Shandy Pilsner and a Turkish Delight get in?
I don't like Turkish Delight.
That was my bedtime snack when I was like 9 years old.
Oh no, I couldn't. No, I still don't like Turkish Delight.
No, you can keep them. I mean, Dad likes it, but
not the stuff you get in a box with the chunk. That's horrible. But the actual, just the fries, Turkish Delight, and the chocolate. That was different.
None of it. No.
Is it which of the boxes of chocolates that you get a Turkish Delight in them?
Yeah, most of them you do. A lot of them.
Especially coming up to Christmas, the big tubs.
Yeah, they've taken the coffee creams out of them. I used to like them.
Bradley Recon Vaughan says, I'm a retired railroad engineer and I've been commissioned building for 10 years now and enjoy it very, very much. Pay for everything that I haven't bought any model kits in a long, long time. Different strokes. Some people just enjoy it. Depends what you're doing. But, I suppose it depends what you're doing. And I don't know where my thoughts were going with that one. My whole
it depends what you're doing. Yeah.
Ironically, talking about railroads, my whole train of thought just got derailed. So, yes, if you enjoy it, more power to you.
Mike Mountain said milk tray. Turkish Delight comes in milk tray.
No. Pete Rogers agrees with me that coffee cream was great.
I even remember the music from the milk tray advert. God.
Because of Lady Love.
My brain is like a sponge for theme tunes. It's terrible.
Because the Lady Love.
Nicholas C says, my body is a temple. I can't do chocolate.
Oh. My body's a slightly run down sort of Presbyterian chapel, so yeah, I could do chocolate.
My body's a temple, but it's a temple to shopping. It's the Trafford Centre.
It's taken years and years of neglect to get my body to look like this.
Yeah. My body's just I don't know. My body's an industrial zone, development zone. Matt Bradford says Shandy Pilsner and a fish supper. Another person that remembers Shandy Pilsner. Much better than Shandy Bass, which was horrible. Shandy Pilsner was sweet and I was allowed to have a can of Shandy Pilsner when I was about 9 years old when I went to bed.
It's
be in trouble.
That was my bedtime treat before I went to bed. Can of Shandy Pilsner. I know.
Digger says my body's an abandoned building.
Angus Alec says Temple of Fudge.
Temple of Fudge. I got some fudge today. Oh.
That sounds like that'd be a good Indiana Jones film, wouldn't it?
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Fudge.
Yeah.
Is Foxx a puffin in real life? Yes.
Yeah, I see. Puffins have been breeding, I see.
Have they? Oh, yes. That's Odo, that everybody knows. And this is Gullorm. Hang on. Guthorm. I have to read it. I've got a little card over there. I've got to learn his name yet. Guthorm that Scott from Orkney sent to me.
Mine's still in a box somewhere, but I still got. I had to put a sticker on the wall as well just to remember what it was called.
Yeah, Paul's up there somewhere. There you go.
Well, for those that don't know, Scott from Orkney, Scott Sutherland here, I don't think he's in chat at the minute, but he sends me little puffins, and I hadn't got one because I had Odo, who's a big ceramic thing.
Well, you started off the puffins with a little tiny keyring one, didn't you?
Yeah, so I got a little one, but it's like Odo's not transportable. He's a garden ornament. So I can't take him anywhere, like to shows and stuff in my pocket. So Scott sent me Guthorm. I like Guthorm.
Pete Rogers says Top Deck, Limonade and Lager.
Oh God, I remember that. That was the Rough Kids. That was the Rough Kids version of Shandy. We used to get that from our chip shop. I remember now, our local chip shop. You walk in. This is 1970s, 80s. Remember? You walk in. They had cans of Top Deck and Panda Pops. Panda Cola, whatever it was, in the fridge, and they had a Gorf machine playing. Or was it Zaxxon? It was Galaxians, and then it became Gorf. Okay,
Cuba.
It was after that. And they used to sell Top Deck. But that was where the 15-year-old hard kids, when I was like 8 or 9, that was where the teenage kids, they drank Top Deck because that was more grown up.
Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot the train of thought there. Yeah, did your chip shop used to have a Star Wars gaming machine as well?
Yeah, it used to be Galaxians and then it became a Gorf. And I remember it being Gorf because you walk in and Gorf was the first video game. Yeah,
sorry, that's what threw me because I didn't recognise the name Gorf.
Gorf, I remember, was on one of the first arcade games that had like speech, fake speech, synthesized speech, and it used to go 5 Gorf like that, and it'd be like, wow. And that was amazing. I remember that.
That was impressive, and then it was rubbish. But yeah.
Then I can hear Galaxians in my head now. Wow.
Galaxians were just like posh Space Invaders, weren't they?
Yeah, with better sounds. Christopher Combs says, sorry I'm late. And Dad lets him off. Panda Cola was always the last choice, always seemed to be warm, says Zadster. Even in the fridge, it was warm. Yeah,
Panda Cola was never cola even, really, was it?
It was the real poor man's Coke.
Is that the one that who do you call it called Roller Cola?
It was the worst version of Roller Cola, basically.
It was even worse than supermarket own brand cola.
Yeah, was it Panda Pops? They were just called Panda Pops, weren't they?
Yeah,
Panda Pops. Oh, they were terrible. They were just chemicals in a tin, basically.
Little corner shop that couldn't even afford own brand cola. Panda Cola. Yeah,
and it was always in the fridge with the broken handle and the rattly door. Michael Jackman says he misses the original Cresta. He loved the blackcurrant flavour. I don't remember Cresta. I vaguely remember Cresta, but I don't quite remember Cresta.
I remember Cresta. Yeah, Cresta. It had a sort of more of a fizz to it that made it quite. It's hard to explain, really. It wasn't just a carbonated drink. It sort of came with. It was like
industrial cleaner.
Yeah, it was like blackcurrant with a head.
With the head. Potentially, or a face. Occasionally, tooth of some sort.
Your orange Cresta and your blackcurrant Cresta, it sort of came with a head on it, like a pint of beer.
That's not right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was just out of date. Well, they never used to have dates on things, did they? Like cans of things.
I get the feeling that what you described there, Ted, the word industrial probably should be used at some point. Bradley Recon Vaughan says this is getting to be my favourite hangout spot.
Lorna says Orangina.
Orangina.
Shake the bottle. Now that was a Ponzi trick. Yeah. Shake the bottle. That was the 1980s. That was.
Was that the sort of orange shaped dimply type bottle?
Yeah. It said the whole shtick was shake the bottle, wake the drink. Because if you didn't shake it vigorously for 5 minutes, it tasted like ass.
And then there was a thick layer of
and nobody ever shook it. So it was like, that's horrible. Not drinking that again. They shot themselves in the foot because nobody ever shook it enough and then never drunk it again. Because it's terrible.
There was just a thick scum on the bottom of the bottle.
It's not right.
They're saying it's frothy, man. I don't know if that's a.
I remember the catchphrase, but I can't remember where it was from. Was that the Cresta? Yeah, it was. It was Cresta. Yeah.
Corona. Every bubble's past its physical. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lorna Hodgkinson says, Foxx. I don't know what that is. Smooth references Cremola foam. I don't recognise. I don't know. Is that a familiar name? I don't.
No.
Cremola foam.
The polar bear. I remember the polar bear. There you go.
Cremola foam. What's that? Was that the Cremola? Maybe that's what I'm thinking about with Cresta.
I don't know. Cresta had the polar bear with sunglasses. Yes, that's right. Polar bear with sunglasses. Now I'm remembering it now.
Timber says, get busy with the fizzy.
God, the 1970s were terrible, but also awesome.
Yeah. What are the catchphrases from the 70s? Do you know?
Like, when I was during the 70s, I was a kid, and it was the best time ever. When I got into the 80s, I look back on the 70s as just depressing and primitive. But now I've got like into my 40s, I'm like, you know what? The 70s were just awesome because everything was terrible. It's just
the 80s was better music.
No, the 80s was depressing for me because it was teenage years and acne and girls. So
yeah, but the music's still better. I was never going to stick to you.
All right, what better music such as Bros?
Well, that 90s, wasn't it?
Luckily, I was never into music, so that doesn't really factor in for me. So the 80s were like, in the end, I look back on the 80s with dread and fear because it was all teenage angst and spots. The 70s was just like everything was summer all the time and everything was brilliant.
It was all chopper bikes and sort of
Action Man and Steve Austin.
Chopper bikes and skin knees.
I had a Bionic Man action figure and a rocket that you could put him in. It was like that long, great.
You either had a chopper bike or you had a racer. It was either your arms were up here or it was head down, ass up on it.
I always wanted a chopper and I never got one. And then the 80s, I always wanted a grifter and never got a grifter either. I didn't even get a BMX, but I did get my mate. I bought it off my friend or my friend's dad. It was a kind of homemade cobbled together bike, which was awesome because it had a reverse cog. So you could pedal forwards or you could pedal backwards and it still worked.
But that was not a form of a brake. It didn't have a back brake. You just
you could just literally pedal backwards and it would still work. It'd still go forwards. I don't know how he did it, but if you pedal forwards as normal, it worked. But if you pedal backwards, it still goes forwards. And it could also do a thing so it changed the steering. So if you went left, it went right. I don't know how.
Why would you want to? No, you'd be falling off all the time, wouldn't you?
No, there were switches you could. I think he did it. His dad made it just for fun because he was an engineer, and I ended up buying it off him. And it was like, this is brilliant because it had so many joints and gaskets and things that. Everything was a little bit stiff, so you could ride around and just have your arms folded. But I was going around corners, like riding around, like 9 or 10 years old, riding around corners and going around the block and stuff, just like this. It was brilliant.
There's a thing around here at the moment with kids doing wheelies on bikes, going down the road, like towards cars and things. It's like
that's all right.
It's really dangerous.
Are they putting playing cards in the back wheel though?
I don't think so. No,
and they're not doing it right, are they?
Yeah, playing cards are lollipop sticks in the back wheel.
Yeah, Pete Rogers had a Chopper Mark II in red. Oh, Rally Hustler, says Phil Lewis.
I remember when I was an apprentice in the shipyard, everybody went to work on a bike. You must have seen pictures of the shipyard. Everybody going to work on a bike.
That was Cumbria in the 70s.
That was Cumbria. Nobody ever bought a bike. Everybody inherited them from their other workmate.
1930s butcher's bikes.
Everybody had a bike, but none of them were ever sold in the town because everybody used to inherit them and make 5 bikes into one. So you'd have a bike that the front wheel would be bigger than the back wheel. You'd have a set of derailleur gears, or it would be just a direct drive, no gears at all.
What you're actually saying is that everybody stole bits off everybody else, and it was just
that was it. Yeah. You'd have 2 different pedals on each side. On either side wouldn't match. Yeah, none of this carbon fiber sort of stuff.
No. If you fell off a bike in the 70s, you just got seriously injured. Zadster had a rally arena. AJ says Dandelion and Burdock with a packet of chips walking home from school, character building stuff. Interzone 88 says I did not like 80s synthesizer music compared with the 70s real instruments. I kind of did because I didn't listen to pop music, but I did listen to like Vangelis and Jean-Michel Jarre in the 80s.
Yeah, Mark mentioned Jean-Michel Jarre.
Yeah, Jean-Michel Jarre up to Rendezvous was his last good album. Because after that, it was Chronology, which was not very good. And then after Chronology, there's Industrial Revolution. There was Revolutions, which wasn't very good either. But after Rendezvous, it just got worse and worse and worse. So I fell off Jean-Michel Jarre. But I've always liked, same with Vangelis. Vangelis was great till about the mid-80s, and then he just kind of got terrible.
Yeah, people should know when to retire.
Yeah, well, it's when, to me, for electronic music, it's when it was the older synths. It sounded much better. Like, look at Vangelis's late 70s stuff compared to his mid-80s stuff. It was much better when it was analog synths.
When it's on the Moog and things like that.
Yeah, when he's on like the Moog and he's got his VCS and all those kind of things, his analog synths, they just sounded much better. Vangelis had a specific sound that he lost when he went to just regular DAC synths. It's not the same. Not the same.
TK's coming. TK's coming, so another mod.
Phil East always wanted a Rally Extreme with the disc wheels. Anders Ericsson says the 80s introduced Iron Maiden to my life. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Bradford says 70s heroes, Evil Knievel and Barry Sheen. Well, Evil Knievel was a hero. Barry Sheen was like the poor man's Evil Knievel.
yeah, he was the British Evil Knievel.
Evil Knievel had broken every bone in his body at some point. And
he broke everything. Yeah, so did Barry Sheen, but Evil Knievel did it better. He got more payoff for his injuries. AJ says, you know when you've been tangoed.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Tangoed, yeah. Yeah, they had to stop it because people would get beaten up, weren't they?
Dadster agrees that Rendezvous was the last one worth listening to. It was. Revolutions was all right. Because at the time, I was growing up and I was learning to play synthesizer. So Revolutions was good and was good for reference, but it wasn't good to listen to. And then Calypso was all right. But after that, it went horrible.
Mm.
Sampling and FM synths are the jumping the shark moment. Yes. Although sampling has its moments. Magnetic Fields and Zuluk. Very good albums.
Pete Rogers says OMD and Ultravox, both excellent. Yeah.
I only recently discovered there are 20 parts to Oxygen. There's the original, says Nevbo, there's the original album in the 70s, and then there's the one he did in the the mid 2000s. Don't listen to the one he did in the 2000s. It's ass. Just listen to the original. It's
Part 2 was my favourite. That was the popular one that everyone liked.
You're thinking of Part 4. That's
Part 2. I'm sure it's Part 2.
I can't remember if the first side of the album was just one big Part 1 or if it was 3 parts. I forget now. Barry Sheen was the racer. Eddie Kidd was the British stunt rider. Said, we stand corrected. Yes, Barry Sheen was the racer.
Yeah.
Zaz says, John Foxx, any relation? No, because Fox is my first name.
Yeah, so it'd be Fox.
Yeah, it'd be Fox.
That'd be silly.
Jimmy Bones says, what's in store? And 6 episodes. Pete Rogers says, how's Part 2 going, Chris?
Part 2 of what?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was a bit that Fox said was Part 4, but I don't know.
Oh, Part 2 going.
Oxygen.
I might have got my numbers wrong. It could
I always thought it was Part 2, but it was that one that I liked.
Maybe Jamie Bones got a bit of a lag, and he's just answered the question that I asked: how many episodes is
Part 4?
Michael Jackman says, anyone who doesn't like electronic music needs to listen to the Terminator theme. There are some great examples of this on the YouTube. I did a cover version of the Terminator theme tune, and I mixed. I started off with Terminator 1, and I recreated the sort of clunking sound at the start. All this recreate, and as over the course of the piece of music, it changed into the theme from Terminator 2, because the Terminator 1 has got some weird 7/4 time thing, and the Terminator 2 is just 4/4 time. I had to kind of figure out how to, and it merged from one to the. But I've long lost that. I've been trying to find it recently. I can't. It's long gone. It sounded pretty good.
Craftwork Live, yeah, nice.
That's says Fox would be awesome. He clearly doesn't know my surname. Moving on.
Right. Earlier on, someone did say.
Say again, sorry.
Sorry, earlier on someone did say what's in store, which is that sort of time, but we're nearly there.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what's in store?
I shall lock onto Chris now, preemptively.
Shall we make sure everybody's up to date? Because it's the whole competition-y thing and guessing the theme, which I worked especially hard on this week.
Yes. So before we go, I'll take it off you. Before we go anywhere, we're going to do the usual. There will be. I'll let you explain, Chris. It's locked on you anyway.
Okay, we'll do the usual. What's in store this week? I've come up with, I think, 6 items, which have one overriding theme. It's a tough one this week, so I hope you're all paying attention and ready to go. Don't guess until the end, until we're back with me here saying go, and not then, but next time. Then we're ready to go, and type in what you think the theme is, you can win a big sticker as normal.
Yeah, as somebody found out last week, if you type in the answer before Chris says go, we'll ignore your answer.
Yep, you can type it in, but don't send it to us until I've actually said go.
Yes.
Because if we see it before I said go, then we know you typed it too soon.
Yeah. So but before Chris does that, refresh your browser and drag the thingy to the right so you can make sure your chat is up to date.
Yeah, so Meatballs and Bobbingtons 42 is not the correct answer, but you put it in too soon anyway. So even if it was, you'd just be telling other people to type it in quicker. So,
yeah, even we don't know. So if we don't know, can we enter as well?
Yeah, I was like, what is it? Pendulums, dinosaurs, space? I don't know. I couldn't get it.
No, I don't know why these two couldn't get it. So if you do get it, you beat these two, unless they get it now. We'll find out, but they won't shout out the answer.
No,
it's
not
to.
Well, we don't know what the answer is, so we'll just...
it's not ABBA.
It's not ABBA.
Go so many times now, Chris. I don't know when to send it. Says Anders.
Don't send it yet.
We need to show you what's in store first. Then it'll come back, and then he'll say, "No, you can." He'll tell you when to go. You'll know.
You'll know when it's time. It's not time yet, but nearly time.
But refresh your browser window and drag the slidey thing across.
I think people have had enough time now, so
yes.
I have to find the right
boy.
It's locked on me. Hang about. Let me.
We'll keep an eye on the chat for you.
Let me get the first thing selected. Where is it? I've lost it now. There it is. Right. What's in store this week? I am sharing. So first up, we have a big screen or little screen. Anyway, right. Queen Mary 2, a 1200 ocean liner. It's tiny, very very teeny tiny. Still in time for Christmas, they say. eModels still in stock. £8.09.
£8.09.
It's an ocean liner. Does it say how big it is? Because it's a very very strange scale.
What scale was it?
1 to 1200.
So it's 1200 times smaller than the real thing. There you go.
Yeah.
And of course, you know the length of the Queen Mary, obviously.
14 stylish and luxurious equipped passenger decks.
Oh yeah.
2,620 passengers and 1,253 crew.
Wow.
So yeah, it's big.
If you look at the photograph at the top, if you scroll up a bit there, and if you look at the front, you know, like you've got the hull, and then you've got the sticky up building bit in the middle. Everybody who knows ships is now shouting at the telly. the big house in the middle. If you look at, like, if you think in the mind of the Titanic, where it had a certain grace to it, and there was a bit of a swept back design to the bridge and stuff, and it all had that float, and that's just a big ass box on top of a.
They've got a boat bottom bit and put a hotel on the top of it and built a city around it.
It's got a grace, has it?
Yeah, but you know.
This is the Cunard line, the Queen QM2, as the cruisers like to call her. You'll find that British cruise liners, British cruise liners, are built differently to American cruise liners, because the English cruiser still likes to promenade. They like a wooden walkway around the ship, to which they can walk off the tee and look forward to supper. So the Americans don't have that. They are more into casinos and entertainment and things like that. So that's the two differences in ships.
Yeah, as Interzone 88 says, it's a container ship for self-loading cargo.
Yeah, that's it. But if you've never been on a cruise before, once you've cruised, you won't holiday any other way.
I'm trying to make a rhyming phrase like once you cruise, and I couldn't.
No, cruise is not a good word for that.
Cruise.
Right, so that's Queen Mary II or Queen Mary II.
Paul Di Tommaso claims the connection is Warhamster, and Philly says, "I think I've got it," but then says nothing more.
Okay, well, I think you've got it, but are you sure you got it? The second item in this list is the Westland Sea King. I don't know what HAR3 is. I don't know if that's part of. It's obviously part of the name because it says it down there as well. But it's 1/72, so it's again quite tiny, but not as tiny as I normally build things. Mere £15.29, and you get paints and glue and paintbrushes and stuff as well.
Yay!
So yeah, it's the Sea King, obviously used for rescue and stuff.
One of those flew over a couple of months over the summer, actually, about 3 or 4 months ago. Flew over here and was hovering around for some reason. I don't know why. It was hovering around like in the middle of suburbia, nowhere near the sea. But then I was found out later on that there is a search and rescue place not far from here, so it must have been hovering around waiting to land. But it was massive and dead loud.
Yeah.
Because we have a police helicopter, and I thought, that's not the police. That sounds like 100 helicopters. And I looked out, and there was just big-ass Sea King floating around. I'm like, blimey, that's big.
Yeah, they're cracking aircraft. Obviously, unfortunately, out of service now. No longer flying. So, yeah. They're
Piece of history. 70 years of life saving, it says there.
Yeah. Chris Belchin is in. He says, sorry he's late. Good to see you, Teddy McSkipper.
Good.
Michael Jackman says, yes, Ted, the Ventura, the P&O ship he went on, had that.
Yep, it's a nice ship, that.
Tim Small says, seldom many an American cruise ship. Just wondered what I did my morning jog along. Confused.
Yeah, he's on about the promenade deck, whereas the English have one sort of like more or less at deck level. Sometimes you'll find them on the American ships sort of a bit higher up, maybe on the top or something like that.
Oh, they've got one, but not quite the same.
Yeah.
Jamie Bowen says, I've built one. It's good. I don't know if he means the boat or the helicopters. Something and rescue, says Donald McKenzie.
Right. Well, going on to the third one, we have a tank, Trumpeter 135th, Soviet JS2 heavy tank.
Hopefully people can see why the heck me and Ted are like, I don't know what the theme is.
It's easy. I don't know why you're also worried about this. Yeah.
I'm not worried. I just can't figure it out.
No, it's easy. It's good. This is the Joseph Stalin, Soviet leader, had a tank named after him, JS. During World War II, tanks in this series are all sometimes called JS or, I don't know, backwards NC, because they can't do real letters. So yeah, this is obviously quite a big one, 135th, $53.99. So it's not a cheap kit, but there's lots in it. There's
does it have many things?
Many things. Many things. Lots of
Armed Brit says, I know, can I say yet? No, you have to wait till Chris.
No, wait till the end.
You
have to type it ready, but just don't click on go.
No, you can type it. Yeah.
TK says they all sink quickly.
Maybe, I don't know. Queen Mary's still around, isn't it?
I don't know. Jimmy Bone says, I lived the RNAS Yeovilton and I saw the Sea King farewell flight with 3 Sea Kings. It was amazing.
Photo etch and wire as well. You get some
photo etch and strings.
Ropey stuff.
Yeah. Tim Small says, pity that says that they retired the Search and Rescue Sea Kings from HR last year. I must have been on drugs. Definitely saw one. I don't know what it was doing. Definitely hovering over our house this summer. It was doing, maybe it was an air show. We're near Barton Airport, so maybe it was an air show thing. Who knows?
Right. Next up, motoring onwards, part number 4, we have Kinetic. I'm not sure of Kinetic as a brand. It's an unusual one. 148 McDonnell Douglas Blue Angels. FA 18A B C D.
Nope, still don't. Still haven't got a connection.
There we go. Blue Angels 2017 model. I think it's like the Red Arrows, isn't it?
Yes, it's the American version. Is it the American version of Blue Angels? I think so. Jamie Bones asks me if I'm sure it wasn't a Merlin or a Wildcat helicopter. No, trust me, I know what a Sea King looks like. It was as big as a house. It was a truck with the spinny thing on the top. Yeah.
Armed Brit says, maybe I was wrong. That's why you don't put in too early, because you never know what's going to be coming up next.
Yeah.
Right. Next up, the penultimate one, we have Rebel Star Wars Anakin Jedi Starfighter. A very little pocket money, easy snap kit.
Little teeny tiny one, isn't it? That one.
Teeny tiny. It's only £5.85. You can't go far wrong.
These are like the things you see near the checkout, and it's like an impulse buy.
Yep, just a stocking filler.
Yeah.
Fully painted snap model kit. There we go. Quickly assembled, no gluing required, no painting required, multicolor printed, and it's probably only like 4 bits as well. So won't take very long to do it at all. Michael Jackman says it's US Navy display team.
Oh, the Thunderbirds.
That's the Navy. The Thunderbirds are the Air Force version.
Yes. Arm Brit says, we do know what's coming as we can see your tabs.
Yep. But you can only see a little bit of the tabs, so it doesn't really help all the time. Dave Cardboard says, is it they all need gluing together? No, because this one doesn't need gluing together.
Yeah. Sergeant Bone says, I've never seen that Starfighter. Revell actually do a bigger version of that, and it's about 1/24th scale. And it's actually... I built one. It's not that bad. The figure is a complete nonsense. It's made of wiggly rubber, and it's kind of not really human looking. But the ship itself is actually quite nice to put together. I built one and painted one, and it's quite fun to put together. It's about 1/24th scale, judging by the size of the figure.
It says eModels link. That's emodels.co.uk.
Yep, but there's no dash in eModels.
No. There's a big E, but no dash. Right, and the last one, which should give it away to everybody, if you've not got it yet, then we have the Italeri 172 Waterloo, a stable kit.
This is where I thought it was
Saint Stables. Oh, because of Waterloo. I got you now. I understand why you said Aber now. I didn't before because it wasn't. Yeah, it's for obviously all your diorama needs. It looks like it's a wooden kit. So yeah, if you need a stable, then there you go.
Don't forget all these things that are what's in store. We don't know how many there are. They're picked shortly before the program starts. If you like anything you see, don't forget, slap it in your basket.
Except this one seems to have gone out of stock since I picked it.
Of course. That's how quick it goes.
Maybe somebody's bought all the stables because they just needed them all.
Well, don't forget, when you do put something in your basket, remember, it's not yours till you've actually physically paid for it. So even if you put it in your basket and you come back half an hour later, if they've got one in stock and you put it in your basket and somebody else buys it in the meantime, you're out of luck. It's gone. So if you really want something that you've seen, if you say, "Oh, I fancy that," then get it in your basket now and get the order put in while you're watching us on the telly. Then nobody else can have it.
That's everything. I'm going to stop sharing.
Yeah, obviously somebody wants a stable to build quickly.
I'll come back and I'll give you a chance to say, off you go. Go. What is tonight's theme? I can give some subtle clues as on if nobody gets it immediately, but I'm quite proud of this one. I'm very happy with my selection this week.
Let's have a look. Pete Rogers says, nope, not a clue. Animals from Tim Small, not a Scooby says.
There we go. Phil East is in there with the correct answer straight away. The Nativity.
The Nativity. What?
The Nativity. There was all Nativity stuff.
Oh, Queen Mary.
Queen Mary.
Hang on. We've got Queen Mary. King.
Yeah.
Sea King.
Sea King.
What were the other ones?
The tanks. The Joseph Stalin tank.
Oh man.
You've got the Blue Angels.
Oh, man.
And Star Wars. And a stable.
Oh no.
I thought that was a good one. Lots of people
says,
got it. I'm sure they're happy. There we go.
Chris Belchin says, well, it's clear I'm not going to get my prize. I only sent the correct answer a little fast. Yours, disgusted of Lancaster. I call foul play and blow raspberry in your general direction. Sea King called off at man caves, says Pete Rogers. Cool. I'll have a Sea King in my garden.
So we'll just sit and we'll take that in. Thank you, Chris.
Paul at Team Inept says, we Sea Kings of Orient are.
Yes.
That was
Was that too difficult? That wasn't too difficult. Lots of people got the right answer eventually. It's fine.
So it obviously wasn't Aber then.
It wasn't Aber. No.
Says top theme next episode: body parts. No, we've done that one. Did you miss the episode where we had the human tooth? That was the best. That was the best thing we ever did as a what's in store. That.
Yeah, people still talking. Yeah, people may have mocked us for giving away a tooth and half a horse, but they continued to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before, but the week that we had half a horse as a kit and the human tooth, we went into eModels the week later, and they said, "Yeah, we sold out of those that night."
That's it. They've been doing the rounds on forums or across the internet. Do you know what they give away on eModels the other night? Half a horse.
And it wasn't. It was the funny thing with the human tooth was it was an 8-to-1 scale, not a 1-to-8 scale, an 8-to-1 scale because it was that big.
And Digger Evans even says that that we're three wise guys as well. So there you go. Yeah.
So who won that then? Was it Phil East, did you say?
Phil East did win that. Yes.
Well done, Phil. You've won yourself a big
Phil.
fat eModel sticker. So send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk and say, "Hi, I won this big fat eModel sticker. Please send it to me. Thank you very much."
Yeah, we're still out of eModels stickers, so we'll get you to the.
Yeah, they're probably not going to happen before Christmas now, isn't it? eModels are busy sending out stuff to people paying money for it, not sending things out to us.
Zaster says, "Hee, you can blame me for the human models, etc." Yeah, he said something, and that set us off. Basically, talking about human.
Tim Small says we're more like the Three Stooges.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. I think people seem to like that. What's in store, all right. No, people are groaning a bit about it, but that's all Christmassy as well.
I can't believe I didn't get it. Yeah. Right, we're doing giveaways.
Oh yeah. Have we got questions? Have anyone presenting questions for us?
I do have. I've showed the little stickers. I've just put them. I've got little stickers. I've got some little stickers, and I have one single big sticker. One single Mr. E sticker. So James, we need more stickers.
Is that the one that Phil's just won then?
It may have to be. See, James, we need more stickers. All of us.
I see we've got one question in.
Yes. Tim Small says you a very good selection and well thought out.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm very proud of this week's. So.
Yeah.
Checks in the post.
You've got a couple of weeks. So whoever's next turn it is, I can't remember who's next. And you've got a couple of weeks to practice and rehearse and get one that's just as good.
Yeah, well, it'll be in the new year then, so we can pick anything like drunkenness,
gin,
sugar rush.
Tonight is gin.
Because this one says gin.
The theme tonight is what Ted picked after a bottle of gin.
Never go on eBay after a bottle of gin.
Yeah, no. What was I going to say? Yes, right, have we had any emails in for questions?
We got one.
We got one. Okay, we're going to do the sticker answer. I'll start that again. We're going to do the sticker giveaways. We will do a question and answer. And if you want to get a free sticker without any effort, send us an email with a question and the answer to that question. If we use it, we'll send you a sticker if we use your question. Just remember to include your name and your address so we know where to send the sticker to, and the question, and more importantly, the answer to that question. And we'll use that at eModels.co.uk.
Remember, we don't research your answers, so we just click the button.
Philly says, I can live without the sticker, guys. I've won already, so send it for the giveaway. Okay, if you insist.
Yes, you can not win a sticker as well if you like. That's fine.
I'll send you a kebab instead, but I can't guarantee I won't eat it first.
I can send you the empty box.
I might send you a picture of a kebab.
You can send a picture, you can email it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my idea.
Michael Jacobin says, don't forget to give us the time of the live build on the 29th. We haven't decided yet.
Yeah, we're thinking of early afternoon, just after you've had your dinner.
Yeah, you're lucky you've got a date, let alone a time.
Yeah,
I'm going to sort out the little artwork flyer thing in the next few days, so watch for that going up on the eModels page and in other places. But for those that don't know, the three of us will be doing. I don't know if you guys have got yours.
I have.
I haven't got one.
Oh, Ted's just failed miserably.
I've got the one that Foxx has got.
We've got ourselves, same as last year. If you don't know, last year we did a 4-hour-long build and paint live stream where Ted and I basically built and painted a Mang toon tank in 4 hours, and built and painted and weathered it. And we're doing another one this year. It's on the 29th of December, which is a
Saturday,
the 29th of December.
In the afternoon time.
Yeah, maybe like 1 o'clock or something. We don't know for sure yet, but we'll make sure it's on the flyer.
Sorry, confused things if I said after dinner, because us Northerners, dinner is lunch to you Southerners.
I don't know though, because to me dinner is in the evening and lunch is at lunchtime.
No, I could go for dinner in the lunchtime because you get dinner ladies at school. You don't get lunch ladies.
Yeah.
You have
your dinner before you have your tea.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not as northern as I thought. But anyway.
Paul at Seamanette says Chris is not the chat monkey for this year's build. No, he's actually building.
Yes. We're hoping. We don't know if we can get Tony in. We're hoping if Tony's free, he might be our chat monkey in fourth, whatever the word is. I can't think now. Fourth boatman, Roman, I don't know.
Horseman.
Coxswain. He'll be the coxswain going left, forward. But obviously Tony's got a very busy schedule, so it might just be the three of us and we'll do our best to spot the chat. But if we can get someone in to do the chat dollying while we do these. So I've got the Sherman, what have I got? I've got the M4A1. Ted's got the same one. And Chris, you've got the Firefly.
I've got the Firefly, yeah. It doesn't seem to have any numbers.
Yeah, I'm holding mine up virtually.
Yes. So yeah, we're going to basically, maybe 3 or 4 hours, we'll try and get it built and painted and weathered as quickly as we can. We'll probably get them slightly pre-assembled and primed ready, because that's what we did last year. We got them.
Don't forget, and as well, if you guys out there in Chatland want to join in with build, you can build along with us, and then you can send your however far you've got send your pictures in to us at ted@emodels.co.uk. Send them in. We'll send them all off to eModels, and we'll try and get them featured on the Facebook page. Yeah. So join in with the Christmas build.
Michael Jackman says, "You're building Toontangs. I'm building a proper one."
Or a real one?
He's got the radio control one, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, that's right. He has. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit bigger.
So that will be sometime on the 29th, around about just after lunch.
Anders says, I suggested to my wife that I cast your live build on the telly on the living room during our family dinner. She obviously had some sort of veto against it for some reason. I don't know why.
Why would she?
I don't know.
Who wants to watch the Queen's speech and all that nonsense when you can just watch us being spoons on the 29th, not on Christmas Day? I just posted a pic on the eModels build page. Got 2 more to do. Ooh, cool. You mean on the gallery? If you've got pictures of works you've done, don't forget, of course, you can stick them on the eModels gallery. You can post them to the Facebook page, but nobody ever looks at the visitors post on the Facebook page because that's just how nobody ever looks at visitor pages on there. So we do have a gallery at Facebook. No, it's not. It's emodels.co.uk/gallery. Post up your pictures of your builds on there. And what we do is once a month we go through and pick one that's been rated by the other users as 5 stars, and we pick one at random, and they win some cool swag. So get uploading your pictures on there as well.
Yeah. Dicker Evans said we would be ideal Christmas viewing, which is the point actually. You could download all the episodes because they're all on YouTube. You could download them, put them onto a CD, and you could give somebody them as a box set for Christmas, couldn't you?
All the live streams.
All the live streams as a box set.
Yeah.
Look, 75 hours of total ineptitude.
Chris Belkin says, "Yeah, get Tony in. Let's have some sanity and a bit of proper organisation." As if.
Yeah, we have suggested, or we've asked Tony. It's just Tony has such a nightmare schedule with work and family and everything else that that's why he doesn't often get a chance to come on the show, and he's not done a video for a while because he's been busy working and everything else. Unfortunately, real life takes over sometimes. But we're hoping he can, fingers crossed. But if not, we'll just have to. We'll manage without him. We'll cope.
We'll manage. Right, yeah. So we were going to do a giveaway, weren't we? Have we done that?
We haven't done that yet. No.
I can't remember. I'll have to run it back to see if we've done it.
Don't press the. Oh, you haven't got the buttons. It's all right.
I've got the buttons.
That's okay then.
Who wants to go first?
I don't know. We've only got one question, so who wants the question? Is the real question.
We'll let Ted do the pre-made question from the email then.
That's good. Then I don't have to look at it.
While Ted's doing that, I won't be paying attention. I'll be trying to think of a question.
Yeah, I will have to look round sort of looking for a question.
Anders Ericsson says, "Thanks, Ted. You solved all my Christmas presents troubles."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just download us the eModels live stream box set.
Yeah, absolutely free.
Yeah, rare.
Colin says, "Get Tony to bring in the Eraldite the Wonder Horse."
Yeah.
If you're making your own Christmas crackers, you could put our link instead of a joke. You could put our link in, couldn't you? That's a big enough joke. Right, yeah, here we go. Right, here is a sticker question.
Do we need to do refreshing again, just in case?
Yeah, do your refreshing things.
Yeah, refresh your page again and drag your sliders, folks, just in case.
Festa says, get Tony in to bring Eraldite the Wonder Horse. Yeah, that's all. That was almost half a horse, wasn't it?
Nicholas C suggests we do a mug and 2 stickers in one question. Because we've only got one question, we'll just give it all away at once.
We'll do the first 3 people to get there.
Yeah, I see Foxx tonight has got the unprinted version of the mug.
I've got the
the glass. That's before it becomes a mug.
I was most amused to find out when I bought this that it was actually labelled as a dimpled glass, because we used to call them dimpled glasses, and they are actually called dimpled glasses. I was quite familiar. Carry on.
Right. Question for a sticker. The question this evening has been sent in.
It's all gone wrong.
It's all gone wrong.
A small sticker, Ted.
Well, give a small sticker away.
Small sticker.
Well, it's sent in from Butcher That Model. It said, "Good evening, chaps." And the question this evening is, what is the correct name for a pigeon? Go. Yeah, simple. What is the correct name for a pigeon?
Bear in mind, we don't fact check these answers. We just
I didn't. I thought a pigeon was a pigeon. I didn't know it had another name.
Room source, says Sergeant Bones.
We have to be grateful today for actually including the answer with the question.
Yeah, he sent the answer in.
Flying rat.
Pete Rogers says nativity.
Dave says I'm Brit.
No.
You've got, almost, but not quite.
Almost. Kenneth nearly there.
Get out, Eagle. Sally James says Dad. Well done. Bleeding Thing says Pete Rogers. Dinner says Dave Cardboard. City Chicken. I like all these names. City Chicken.
City Chicken.
City Chicken. I like that. At the moment, I think people might.
Oh, there we go. Gaz Wilcox.
Gaz Wilcox.
Got that. So Rock Dove. Butch that models give the answer as the Rock Dove. Rock pigeon or common pigeon is a member of the bird family, Columbidae. In common usage, this bird is obviously referred to as the pigeon.
Well done to Gaz Wilcox because it's his first time ever being in the chat. He said, so you've won yourself a sticker. All you need to do is send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk and give us your name and address and tell us that you won a small sticker and we'll send one out to you.
Good. Thank you very much. Right. We've got 2 more giveaways now. Then another sticker and a mug.
Yeah, so do you want to do yours, Chris?
Yeah, what shall I do? Shall I do a bigger sticker or a mug?
Whichever one tickles you. I'm going to get myself a pen ready. You know where I'm getting.
Can I do a mug? I'll do a mug then. I should do the official eModels branded mug, version 2 or possibly 3 by the time they get back in stock at some point.
We think these are still out of stock, so we don't know. You might get a version 3 by the time you. If you win a mug, they're piling up the names of the winners for when they do get the mugs back in stock. I can see them coming back in stock and going out of stock straight away.
Yeah, we've got in a pack of 20 mugs and we've got 30 people to give them away to.
Yes.
Right, okay. A nice, easy, quick question for everybody. You won't have to refresh because it's already there. Right. My eModels build. I'm building the MiG-21. How many of them are in the pack? Go.
Oh.
Nice
The room just fell over and I don't know what it was.
It wasn't me, and it wasn't you. There we go.
Talking quiet. Jamie Bones.
Jamie Bones in with 2. Yep, 2 in the pack. As lots of them are coming up together, obviously we read the chat that eModels YouTube gets. Your chat might appear quicker on your thing than it does on ours. So if the order is different on yours to you think you're first, you're probably not. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Well done, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think there. How many people went 2? Where's 2?
Where's the 2?
Yes, I finally get a mug. Yep, so send an email to eModels.co.uk and say you won a mug, and we don't know how long it will be before we get it, but you will get it eventually.
It won't be before Christmas.
Yeah, it won't be before Christmas.
No. It might be before next Christmas.
Yeah. Now, there is some wonderful news. An email with a question came in just after Chris said he was going to do his question next, so I have to make no effort whatsoever.
Did it?
Rody Hobby Corner says yes, it was first on his chat. When you see your chat, you're seeing you send the message from your keyboard and it goes straight to your computer instantly. However, when we see it, it's whatever's received at YouTube. So you're seeing it from your computer to your computer. We see it from your computer. It has to get all the way to YouTube and then back to us. So that's why we see it in the correct order that YouTube receives it, whereas you see it in the order.
If you watch the video back, then you'll see the live chat come up in the YouTube order and you'll see who's actually first.
Yeah. Whenever you type in chat, you see what you've typed straight away because it's on your computer, but everybody else might not see it for 30 seconds. So.
Anders says that saved us from getting another number then.
Yeah. I was going to write a number on my hand. Right. Do we have a question? From Glenn Grocott, and whenever I hear that name, I think of Kelly Grocott, the drummer, I think, from ELO. Or was he the bass player? Can't remember. Whichever he was, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. He was the bass player, Kelly Grocott, I think.
I don't know.
I think he was the bassist from ELO. He was fantastic anyway. Anyway, maybe you're related. I don't know. It'd be cool if you were. We have a question from Glenn Grocott. He says, anybody ready? The Rialto Bridge is a popular tourist attraction. In which city? Go.
Ooh.
The Rialto Bridge is a tourist attraction in which city?
I was never good at geography.
Anders Ericsson is straight in with Venice. Correct. That is the correct answer. And Dave Cardboard says it was Bev Bevan that was the drummer. Yes, I remember that after I said it. I think Kelly Grocott was the bassist or the guitarist or something. It was awesome anyway. Yes, so sidetrack. Anders Ericsson, well done. You've won yourself a big sticker. Not maybe this one, because the other is not going to Philly.
That one's upside down. Don't give him that one.
I know it's back to front and everything. You've got the non-sticky version. So yes, we'll get that sent off to you. So just send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk and say name and address and that you want a big sticker, and we'll get one out to you.
Cool. That's it.
We've had messages from Gaz and Jamie already for their winning, so well done.
We've got them. Just check. Yeah, we do have another question tonight from Glenn. It was just a topic for discussion, really. On the region, and I've lost it.
Is it the one from Adrian Tucker?
Yeah, it is. No, it's
one down from the top, Ted.
Yeah, I found it. He sends us a topic for discussion, really, with the onset of Christmas and Christmas films and things coming up. He asks us what's your Christmas war film. I think we sort of discussed this. No, it wasn't war films last week, was it? It was is Die Hard a Christmas film?
Yes,
yeah, it was Die Hard or some nonsense.
I think we decided it was, wasn't it? But this week the topic is what's your best Christmas war film, and have we ever built a model from them? Or
Phil Lewis says, "Sorry, got to go. Have a very Merry Christmas, everyone."
Yeah,
good night and Merry Christmas.
Pop in on the 29th if you can.
Yep. Yeah. So, what's your favorite Christmas war film, and what model would you build from that film?
Mr. Loth Model Making says Longest Day. Yeah, well, I suppose there's lots of subjects in that, isn't there?
Does Star Wars count?
Technically. See, I'm not sure what he means by Christmas war. Does he mean a war film set at Christmas? Or a war film that they play at Christmas?
Yeah, I think it means a war film that they play at Christmas. Like, there's always The Great Escape, isn't there?
Yeah, it'd have to be Star Wars for me then. Sorry, but yeah, it's a war film because it says it in the title.
Because I would say the only one I could think where there's TK has to go because a candle just exploded. He'll be back in a minute. Does the candle explode?
I don't know. That's impressive.
It's just wax and string.
Yeah, we need more information when you come back, TK. Assuming your house isn't on fire.
In it. If it exploded, that wasn't a candle. That was dynamite. You're doing it wrong.
Similar.
Yeah, did it have TNT written on the side of it?
The Phil East says Gremlins. It's a mini war.
Yeah, so I don't really know because I haven't watched a war film. I'd probably say the Where Eagles Dare because it's got a Junkers Ju-52 in it, and I'd make one of those. Maybe.
I can't. I couldn't think of the more popular ones like Where Eagles Dare and Longest Day and things like that. But did they play them all the time?
Actually, can I just say that Zadster, before I said that, actually says Where Eagles Dare and the 148th Pro Model are your Ju-52, so we think alike. Because every other war film that's like that kind of genre, every time it's a German vehicle, it's an American vehicle with German markings on it. So
yeah.
So you'd be buying like an American half track and putting the thingy kreuz on it. So that doesn't really work. So
Vincent says The Sound of Music. That's more of a New Year's film, though.
Sound of Music denied. Could you say that Jason and the Argonauts?
Oh, but it's got Germans in it.
Was a war film?
Yeah, The Sound of Music set during the war.
Yeah, that's true. But anybody saying they watch it needs to be shot. So.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. That's a bit of a twist. Yeah,
Mickle Pickle says if Die Hard is a Christmas film, so's Batman Returns.
It is technically because it's set at Christmas, but it's not a Christmas war film. Yeah, Batman Returns is. Yeah. Mama Fox says Das Boat, but I don't remember them ever showing that at Christmas.
Don't think that's.
She just shouted Das Boat up the stairs.
Hello, Mama Fox. Merry Christmas.
Yes, I'm not sure they ever showed Das Boat. It was released as a single movie, as well as a series. Now I've got the Das Boat music in my head. Thanks, Mama Fox. It's actually a terrible soundtrack if you buy it. It's not very listenable at all.
You said you've got Das Boat. I haven't got Das Boat in my head. I've got Jaws now. For some reason, I've got the Jaws thing.
You're going to need a bigger Das Boat.
The bulge with the patent or the tiger.
Spruglu's come back. He says, "Hi guys, I'm back. I got killed by a grizzly."
I hate when that happens. Goddamn bears. Goldfinger says Digger Evans. That's not a war film. Dad says Merry Christmas, Mama Fox.
Is that a film?
No. It might be. TK says exploded was maybe a bit exaggerated after investigating. The melted bit just fell off and made a racket on the floor.
Oh.
I don't think candles tend to explode. Oh, we've had an email in from eModels.
Oh, have we?
And it's telling us about the things they're selling. Cool. We need to filter those out of our own inbox, don't we?
Have we signed up to our own list, have we?
Mama Fox shouts up, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hi, Fox's mum. Merry Christmas to you and your tickling stick, says Chris Balchin.
Has that come to Model Making Guru?
Is what?
Well, I thought you had an email from...
No, it was actually about 4 down from the top, I realised. It was just That
was me.
It's a mail shot.
Digger Evans says there's a fight in it when he's talking about Goldfinger. It's got army in it. The army look after the thing. Yes, yeah.
Digger Evans says Merry Crimbus, Fox's mum. Zasta says yay, have a fag Christmas. Everybody's saying Merry Christmas to Mum.
Merry Christmas, Mama.
Everybody.
Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. I think they're singing.
So, yeah, she's not just off to put the sprouts on, is she? About time.
The thing is, because we're eyeing up at the minute, we need to go to Iceland to do our shopping. So we're going to do that today, and we didn't get around to it.
I went to Iceland. I bought the sprouts with Marmite.
Oh,
they're not very marmitey.
Have you had some?
I've had some. Yep.
What they like?
I cooked some up, and the family hated me because they could smell it while I was cooking it. But yeah, they're not very marmitey.
Well, the thing is, I would have thought if you're cooking them in the boiling water, all the Marmite's going to just...
there's only a week left, so it's about time that the sprouts are going on.
Yeah.
No, I like sprouts and I like Marmite. But when I bought them, I went to the cashier and she said, "Oh, have you tried these?" I said, "No, this is the first time I tried them." She says, "Oh yeah, they're not very Marmitey though. I had to add more Marmite to mine." I thought I'd never even consider adding more Marmite to it. But
we made a decision because we're going to go to Iceland anyway to get all the usual party snacks and stuff that we get. Because you get them big packs of like Indian snacks and stuff you can put in the oven for 20 minutes and you get like 1,000 spring rolls. It's great snack food. But Mum saw a thing in the paper, Mama Fox saw this thing. It was basically that Iceland are doing something where it's 25 quid and you get all your Christmas dinner like turkey and parsnips and all this kind of just 25 quid and you get a pack and it feeds like 6. And all the sort of Daily Mail reading, Chelsea tractor driving, upper class twonks were like, "Oh my god, this is terrible." And I'm like, 25 quid, Christmas dinner, we're having that. Saves me chopping for all the stuff. So yeah, we might pick that up and have the sort of Christmas dinner in a bag from Iceland. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, Christmas in a bag.
Yeah, I think it's just like a bag, and they give you, like you go to Tesco's and you might get like a curry and the rice and all the trimmings for like a full takeaway dinner, but it's just you prepare it all yourself. Same kind of thing. You get the turkey and you get the roasties and the parsnips and stuff, but it's 25 quid, and I'm like,
I don't know if it's a thing everywhere else, but one of our local pie shops has got a Christmas pie. It's got turkey, pigs in blankets, roast potatoes, sausages, gravy, stuffing.
Oh, Greg's doing a festive bake.
All in a pie.
He's got turkey and
pie, that sounds fantastic. Armed Brit is telling us it's spelled Joyeux Noël, but I don't know why we're talking about it. Oh, I don't know who misspelled it. Joyeux Noël to any of us.
Spruglu's asking, do Marmite sprouts have any nasty side effects?
No.
Nope, none at all. They're fine.
I didn't realise you like sprouts, Chris. I'm most impressed by this.
Yeah, sprouts. It's the only vegetable I do like, but yeah.
Ted, do you like sprouts?
Yeah, I don't mind sprouts.
Good. Yeah. You're all acceptable.
Yeah.
Digger says, "Do right, £25. Slap it in your basket."
Yeah, it was we decided to go for it because all the Daily Mail reading types are all up in arms about this. How lowbrow is this? And I'm like, fine. I'm not posh. I'll go for 25 quid Christmas dinner in a bag. That'll do me.
Yeah, everybody's on about Christmas dinner now. So what's your favourite part of Christmas dinner then? Is it the sprouts? Is it the sprouts? Is it the turkey? Is it the leg? Are you a leg or a breast man?
I quite like the stuffing.
Vincent at Mr. Lowe says Brussels sprouts with bits of bacon. Nom 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 nom. Harvests are just in over here. Time to cook some tomorrow.
Tetron saying good night all. He's got to go. Thanks for an enjoyable watch. Welcome and see you next time. Yep. Not next week because
next week. Yep.
Couple of weeks. Weeks.
But don't forget the Christmas build.
Yep, 29th at some point. We'll keep an eye out for flyers on the eModels page.
Come along and build with us.
Spruglu says, "I hate bears."
I hate bears. Jamie Bone says, "Pigs in blankets and rolled turkey crown for main and ham and jam sandwiches for starters." Ooh, ham and jam sandwiches.
Nevbo Modern Waking says everything is his favourite bit of Christmas dinner.
Yes. Nothing wrong with sprouts, says Smoo. Good man. Here's a question for everybody. Because I was having a conversation about this with someone. In this house, we have Christmas dinner on Christmas Day, obviously. But we have a tradition that on Boxing Day, it's ham and chips. We get like a big joint of ham, and the next day we have slices of ham, not just ham in a packet, but slices of ham and chips. With this, we have sprouts for about 2 weeks after Christmas, sprouts and white sauce and ham and stuff. But the tradition is on Christmas Day evening, we do ham butties with like slices of the ham and the breads with like pickled onions sliced up as well, and mustard, and it's dead nice. So we always have the tradition of ham butties, ham and pickle butties in the evening on Christmas Day, and always ham and chips on Boxing Day. What's people's Boxing Day traditions for food?
I don't really have any.
We normally have the family round on Boxing Day, so we have like buffet finger food with all the cheeses and the hams and the sliced turkey. Nobody ever probably eats the turkey the day after because it's all dry, isn't it? Turkey dries out. So
yeah, we used to do sort of Christmas Day at one parent's house and Boxing Day at the other parent's house, and we'd sort of alternate each year. So we do, Christmas at my mum's and then Boxing Day at the wife's mum's, and then the next year we do Christmas at her mum's, and so we do Christmas again, basically Christmas too.
And then Christmas Day at a random person's house. Hello, what?
Who are you? Get there.
Do you know who I am?
We brought sprouts.
So look, TK Vincent says to TK, cauliflower with proper bechamel sauce, yes, but with sprouts though. Don't know.
Michael Jackman says he can't stand sprouts, even though thought makes him sick.
That's not right. He's just wrong. Incorrect.
Sergeant Bone says now I'm hungry.
Yeah, let's have a look. We're getting the boxing things.
Yeah.
Mashed turkey and gammon with pickles, says Lord Barclay. Turkey, chips and pickles. Pickles seems to be a thing on Boxing Day in the UK. I don't know why. Sweden, the big day is actually the 24th. The Christmas evening, then is when everyone joins the families and eats and share presents.
Zadster says Boxing Day is cold turkey and chips with pickles, etc.
Oh yeah, that's the you got. It's all about if you have the turkey has to be in sandwich with pickles and the stuffing left over. You've got pickles. The only time of the year we ever eat pickled onions in this house is on Christmas Day and Boxing Day, sliced in sandwiches.
Digger Evans says lots of chocolate.
Sergeant Bone says turkey on Christmas, turkey soup the next day. Smoo says prawn cocktail vol au vent. Yeah, I've not had to say that since I was at secondary school. Vol au vent.
That's posh, isn't it? Yeah. Do people still do prawn cocktail as a starter?
Yeah. Mum sometimes gets prawn cocktail from the takeaway when she's being boring and British.
TK says pizza.
Say again.
TK says pizza.
Pizza. Everyone gets a jar of Branston for Christmas, says Lord Barclay, accidentally hitting the caps lock.
I know Asda, for those that abroad won't know probably what Asda is, but Asda are doing a Christmas pizza now, aren't they?
Oh, really? Oh, dear.
It's not very nice.
I actually had today, I don't want to spoil anything, but one of the things I was sent today was some Christmas pudding fudge. My God. It didn't taste anything like fudge, but by God did it taste like Christmas pudding. And it even had that kind of, they've put some extensively industrial sherry in it, so it's got the burn at the back of your throat. It's very nice. It's very nice. Mr. Loth says, I have no clue because I'm eating at home and the meal's been ordered at the traiteur. Something delicious, and I'm hoping venison as the main course. Okay, so he's eating out.
Is that a traiteur? Is that a posh takeaway?
I don't know.
Sounds
I don't know what
it,
a traiteur is.
Sounds it.
What is a traiteur? Is that like a buffet thing, or is it like a? What is it when you go into the thing and you can just choose from meat?
I'm sure if we were posh enough, we'd know.
Yeah, I probably would.
Dad says he's had the Christmas pizza and it was awful.
It sounds awful.
Yeah, that's the Asda Christmas pizza. Yeah,
it's like I'll take pineapple on a pizza, but turkey, nah.
Turkey and stuffing.
Brussels sprout flavored Walker's crisps. Says
yeah, I've had them. They do taste like Brussels sprouts.
I must investigate.
It says on the front of the packet, this does not contain sprouts.
Prawns on a bread roll or toasted ham and cheese sandwich. Oh, yeah. It's basically, Vincent says, it's basically restaurant food to take away and you put it in the oven. Everyone does it for bigger dinner parties over here. Guess it's a cultural thing. Well, like I said before, Tesco, if you go into like Tesco's and Sainsbury's and places, they do like a takeaway meal, but it's all in the plastic tubs like you get from a takeaway, like a curry or a Chinese. But you have to cook it yourself.
Yeah, Marks and Spencer's do a similar sort of thing, don't they? Meal for two.
Yeah, but they can't charge like 350 quid for theirs, and it's just usually pretty bad. So
Yeah, get a bottle of wine thrown in for it, and it's still a tenner.
yeah, other supermarkets are available. We are not sponsored by. We are not affiliated with. And Sprouts on the pizza, says Dad. I could go for Sprouts on the pizza.
You could put Sprouts anywhere. It's fine. Yeah.
I'm glad that you two like Sprouts. I find this most acceptable.
Yeah, we should swap Sprouts for Christmas Day. We'll send you sort of box when the postie opens again. We'll send some Sprouts around.
Oh, we've got Sprouts. Don't you worry about.
He's got enough Sprouts.
We've got Sprouts.
Yeah, we'll swap Sprouts.
Secret Sprout was no.
And it says meatballs, of course, and boiled and grilled ham sandwich. You never sent us any Swedish stuff for Ted to read out.
Yet.
Mr. Lad says, yes, more or less that, what we said, but you have to finish it basically. No struggling making the sauces, etc., and it's all fresh made. So it's basically like going to a restaurant and they just give you all the stuff to cook yourself, which makes sense.
Sprue says, I've just realised who Foxx reminds me of in that hat. But then he didn't say who it was.
Well done. Well, just so people know, Chris got me this for my birthday, and it is actually a cowgirl hat, a cowboy hat.
I was going to get him a princess hat, but no.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a princess hat. Jamie Bowen says Foxx gets a visit from Jar Jar Binks. Is the Santa? Why I order?
And as he's being nice since it's Christmas.
No, yeah, but we want presents, and our present is for you to give something for Ted to read out. But if Anders not going to give anything Swedish, then somebody should put something German in the chat for Ted to read.
Right, yeah.
He's panicking now. He's like, wait, what?
He's thinking, right, it's time to finish now. Let's go. Quick.
I'm lost. I just spied a tin of Fox's, not Fox's, tin of roses over there. I just wondered if anybody else has dipped into their roses chocolate yet, or if
we do Quality Street in this house.
Yeah, I think we get a mixed. Usually get them sort of sent by.
That's who you look like.
Mama Foxx has just shouted up for no reason, Billy Connolly. Then I'm like, what? And she followed it up with, "That's who you look like."
Oh, right, okay. I don't know words like that.
There you go, Ted.
There's one or two. There's one or two.
Oh, look, you've got to read all these now.
Colonial Sanders. I'll start with that one.
Well, what Sergeant Bones has said, I actually like that. I find that very delicious.
Vinak Stollen.
You got it right. I think
Anders Eriksson says he God jul och gott nytt ja.
Ooh.
What have you done with Ted?
Yeah. Who are you and what have you done with Ted?
It's the hat. TK says ein Schmelmeltelling.
Schmelmettelling.
Schmetterling.
Do you know what Schmetterling means?
Schmetterling. Ein Schmetterling.
You have to say it really aggressively because it's
ein Schmetterling.
It's a beautiful, beautiful butterfly. German for butterfly. Schmetterling. Germans can't do beautiful words for little delicate things.
Jamie Bone says he's got the celebrations open and he's finished 2 tins already.
Oh yeah, miniature fudge.
And do you find all the gunky ones have all been left in the bottom? Nobody wants them, so
that's all the toffee chewy ones that nobody wants.
Terry sent one. He says, "See you, Jimmy."
Hey, Armed Brit sent you one. Got one there from Armed Brit for you.
Where's that one?
That's not a word. That's someone coughed on the
Brit. Ram Luft Luna Bang Van Bangig.
Bangig.
Ram Luft
I'll just call the ambulance again.
I'm assuming we know that none of these are abusive or rude, or
we hope so. Because this family-friendly show, folks. So I hope that Raumluft, I can't actually see it's too far. Raumluft Nabhangig.
Raumluft Nabhangig.
Hangig is the last bit. Raumluft Nabhangig.
I said it means room air independent.
Doesn't make any sense even in English. Lindworm, says Sergeant Bones. That's a something worm.
Mr. Law says Vorsprung Technique.
Christopher Kang says Gesundheit.
Lindworm, says Sergeant Bones. Gesundheit, guys, says Chris.
I like that one from Digger Evans. I can hear that in my head. Go on, Ted. How's that one to go?
Digger Evans. Kugelschnarschreiber.
Schnarr. I love how you just add letters to it. Just add N's and things and A's.
Kugelschreiber.
Kugelschreiber?
Kugelschreiber. Is that a flat pack furniture store?
I don't know. Arm Brit says it's to do with wood burning stoves. Apparently Sergeant Bone, when he said lindworm is a tapeworm. I know hornworm, which is an earworm. So he says Sergeant Bone's tapeworm, really? And then he says lindworm is a dragon.
TK says Assurant Fi. We'll give that one a miss.
You just gave up on that one halfway through your brain. Assuranti Wertsekering.
We just like to make this program multilingual, so anybody that just drops in could
Ted can be especially hard to understand in lots of languages.
Ted can excel at massacring any language. Vincent says a Kugelschreiber is a ballpoint pen.
Kugelschreiber.
Schreiber being writer and Kugel being...
Says anyone to think they've been drinking?
I thought it was a kitchen.
Pete Rogers says, what's the question? 42. Dunkel Gelb.
Dunkel Gelb is the answer.
Smooth says, away in Ballion Heat, son. Which is Merry Christmas and greetings to one and all in Scots. It's not really. I'm too far away to see. Umweltverschmutzung, die Femme.
Away in Ballion Heat, son.
Hottentotten-Tentrumstelling, which is the longest Dutch word and is actually quite easy to pronounce.
Hottentotten-Tentrumstelling.
Yeah, we got.
What does that mean then?
That's not complex because it's quite simple. It's Hottentotten-Tentrumstelling.
I thought that was that Welsh railway station.
Yeah,
Landfair Frullian thingy. Go.
To really trip us up, it needs more like the Dutch, like
the one that Sergeant Bones had just put down.
I've not seen that one like that one.
I think he's going to bed.
Ik weet er nog wel in hoe, maar die is niet van. See, when I try and read Dutch, it comes out like German. Yes. Anyway, we're just insulting all our German, Dutch, and Belgian, and French, and non-UK viewers now. Well done, team.
Welcome, Happy New Year to everybody.
Yes. We assault all languages equally.
Right.
And as Ericsson says, wife just came in from the bedroom asking why I'm laughing.
Yeah, it's all right. You can tell her. Yeah, you're watching those sort of videos. You're watching us.
Yeah. Just tell her we're British. She'll understand.
Oh, there we go. Sprueglue's got the Welsh town. Landfair Fullian Gillian Godo. It's moved.
Comments that I'm not seeing here.
It keeps moving. What?
Yeah, I can't see that one.
I can't see that one. Landfair Pilgig.
Just underneath Anders saying the wife came into the bedroom.
I'm not seeing that.
No, it's not. It's not. Come on.
That's weird.
I've got Anders.
Refresh my chatting window.
Yeah, I've got.
Are you in live chat or the other one?
I don't know. What do you mean? I'm on top. I hate the way.
There you go. I don't know why it makes a difference, but
Clanfair Pulgin.
Oh yeah, I've got it now.
There we go. Clanfair Pulgin.
Go.
Clanfair Pulgin Giliogori Quindrosvland. Clanfair PG.
Yeah. You just say go, and everybody knows what you're on about.
Yeah, I knew that one. Landfair Frullian go.
Probably
in the middle.
Oh. Yeah, I've just switched over to live chat, so I've got the warning.
I apologise. Mum just tried to say Landfair PG and did quite well till about thirds of the way through, and then it just became just like having a stroke or something. It didn't work out. Don't tell him your name, Ted.
Don't tell him your name.
The Church of St Mary on the Hill.
Yeah. Digger says we just say Clanfair. Yeah. Clanfair PG. Apparently, when I was a very, very small child, I used to sit in front of the TV and watch, because it was in the 70s. They had like the Welsh programs on the telly, and I used to be able to speak Welsh when I was a very small child. I could speak English and Welsh, bizarrely.
Strange.
Can't now, no memory of it. There's lovely.
Anyway, I think as we shall all go away now and practice our Welsh, German, Dutch, and what are the strange languages?
Swedish.
Yes, Swedish.
Hungarian.
Sprouts for everybody.
And feast ourselves upon sprouts between this stream and the next stream. I think it's time to wrap up for this evening. Because I've worn my vocal cords out. And I need to drink.
You've said all the words. Don't try that one, Ted.
I'm not going to try that one at all. I'm just going to continue. I'm just going to continue with the close down. Wish you all a very Merry Christmas from here to eModels and the gang, the live stream gang, Chris, Foxx, and Tony, who's away in the background somewhere. I'm sure his thoughts are with us. Until next time, don't forget, Saturday the 29th is when we do our live stream, live build. So if you want to join in, build whatever you want. And then as you're building with us, at the end of the build, just send us a picture in and we'll try and speak to Pete and get some of them maybe put up on Facebook. Well, till then, until we see you again in the new year, we're not broadcasting on New Year's Eve. It'll be the Monday after that, so whenever that is.
Well, we'll get the eModels guys to put a flyer up on the Facebook page with the date and time of the live show. So do come and watch that.
Yep. So we'll look forward to seeing you all. So until then, have a good Christmas, and if we don't see you on the live build, see you in the new year. Have a nice new year as well. So good night, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, and enjoy your Christmas and all the unwrapping of the presents and eating everything else. So until then, good night.
Good night. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
I've got the button, haven't I? Sorry.
Yeah.
Hello.